The Indians are back at home, and Francisco Lindor sporting a new do. Andre Knott will have more on that story coming up. Frankie's hit in 11 straight games. His teammate, Tyler Naquin, he's hit in 7 straight, batting a cool .409 during his tear. Kansas City's in town. Last night, Salvador Perez hit his second career grand slam for the Royals. They still lost to the Orioles, though, 11-6. Ouch. Mike Moustakas, he is steady as she goes. He's reached base safely in 32 of 37 games played this year. But Kansas City rolls into town as you see they're 13 below the break-even mark. Hi again, everyone. Matt Underwood alongside Rick Manning. Good to be back at home, albeit it's going to be a brief stay. Just a 3-game weekend series here against Kansas City. Rick, there's an old theory, when your best players are leading, when they're doing all the things right, it's good for the whole team. You want them to play well when the team's playing well. That's obvious. But when the team's not playing well and that guy's still going out there and giving you his best effort, that should be a perfect example of leadership. That's what you're getting from Francisco Lindor.
He's in a very good spot at home plate right now. He's seeing the baseball very well. He has an 11-game hitting streak. Now, so far, both sides of the plate, he's hitting very well. His production, 15 multi-hit games, 10 home runs. I mean, he's doing everything he can. He started off slowly. He hits very well in his home ballpark at .338. So he's going to continue to go. 423 average in that 11-game streak, has an extra base hit in 9 straight games, and it's his record that he's trying to chase, and he did that last year.
The only switch hitter in baseball with a longer streak than Lindor's 10 that he set last year since 1920, a guy by the name of Chipper Jones. He'll be joining Jim Thome in the Hall of Fame this summer. We'll be back with today's first pitch. Alan Jensen have the showstopper. We'll hear from Andre Knott as well straight ahead. Cleveland Indians baseball is brought to you by Who But WB Mason, the official office supplier of the Cleveland Indians, and by Cleveland Clinic Express Care online. Tap the app for 24/7 virtual visits.
Weekend series here at Progressive Field. Welcome back to center field along with Jensen Lewis. I'm Al Pulowski. Great to have you here tonight as the Indians get this weekend very brief homestand underway. Let's take a look at our showstopper from last night. That's Matt Adams, great free agent signing for the Washington Nationals. The go-ahead single here in the 11th inning as Washington won again. They've now won 10 of their last 12.
They got Mad Max Scherzer going tonight. It's going to be a good one out in the desert. But you talk about Matt Adams, he's got the most home runs in Major League Baseball since April 25th. That's tied the one and only Francisco Lindor.
And Frankie will be leading off tonight for the Tribe.
The new hairdo.
A new hairstyle indeed. Looks something like yours, but his looks better.
He's got a lot better style than I have.
Let's head upstairs now. Matt Underwood and Rick Manning have the call. Fellas, welcome back to Cleveland.
Yeah, you're right about that. Nobody hotter right now than Francisco Lindor as the Indians try to get a little brief home cooking underway here this evening against the Kansas City Royals. With more on Frankie Lindor, let's go downstairs to Andre Knott.
Well, not only is he the player of the week for the numbers that he's put up, as he's put up extra base hits in almost every single game over the last 2 weeks. But I've always been told, gentlemen, that bald is beautiful. And Frankie has finally come over to my side to agree to that. He made a bet with his high school. He told his high school baseball team, you guys win 25 games in a row with no losses, I'll make a deal with you. I'll cut my hair off and I'll cut all the blonde locks off and I'll do it. Well, Mount Verde High School down in Orlando went 25-0, and lo and behold, look what happened to Frankie last night as he traveled home to Orlando. But in talking about it, and our hear right sounds of the game, he doesn't mind the look. He thinks it may be the way for him to go going forward.
I woke up, I was like, wow, I look pretty good. I was kind of amazed with how clean he looked. Yesterday I wasn't very happy. I was walking around the airport trying to hide and stuff. But today I told my girl, I don't look that bad, you know. I think I'm gonna let it like this. Not this short, but I don't think I'm gonna let it grow out this year.
Arch, I've been telling you for years, there's nothing to hide, baby. Come on over to the good side. Speaking of the good side, tomorrow, if you come down to Progressive Field, you get a Mr. Smile shirt. Now, Mr. Smile told me it's not exactly him because this guy's got hair under here. But this is the shirt you get when you come to Progressive Field as you watch the Player of the Week and Mr. Smiles with no hair.
I bet he grows it back, Andre. I'll bet you right now he was hot when he had it.
He'll grow it back because he can grow it back.
Bald is beautiful. Blanket statement or relatively speaking?
Bald is beautiful.
Yeah, it sure is.
For me.
It looks good on you.
Yeah, and only you.
All right, here comes Frankie and the Indians are getting ready to take the field behind Trevor Bauer here this evening. Bauer was on his way to perhaps a place in the record books his last time out. He was brilliant against New York, but it all fell apart on him in one quick minute, and the Indians never recovered.
Yeah, control eluded him, and Trevor Bauer is going to make his 8th start tonight. He'll be the Northern Ohio Honda starting pitcher for the Tribe. Trevor's 2-3. He's pitched brilliantly, 2.53 ERA. But as you mentioned, you know, he's allowed 3 or fewer runs in 7 of his last 8 starts against the Kansas City Royals, who he's going against tonight. He did start against them earlier this year. He's 0-1. He went 8 innings and gave up 3 hits and just 1 run. So they did not score for him when he was on the mound. But overall, he's been striking him out. 54 strikeouts in 46 in the 3rd innings. And we'll see if Trevor can hold him down there for a while and push through the middle part of that game where he struggled.
Yeah, boy, that last time out against the Yankees, retiring the first 13 in a row to start. Looked like it was going to be something special, but it did not end up that way. Here is the starting lineup for Ned Yost and the Kansas City Royals. John Jay at the top of the order, followed by Jorge Soler. Mike Moustakas hits 3rd. Salvador Perez was hurt the last time these two teams faced each other. He's in the cleanup spot, and then it's Lucas Duda, followed by Whit Merrifield swinging a hot bat. Alex Gordon will DH. Alcides Escobar batting 8th, and Abraham Almonte, the former Indian, will bat 9th.
And the Indians defense brought to you by Jeep as Michael Brantley in left. Greg Allen gets a start in center tonight. Tyler Naquin over in right. On the infield, Jose Ramirez at 3rd. Francisco Lindor at short. Jason Kipnis is at 2nd. Yonder Alonso at 1st. And Roberto Perez doing the catching.
Eric Cooper will call the balls and strikes. Gary Cedarstrom, the crew chief, is at first base. Corey Blazer at 2nd. Stu Sherwater is down at 3rd. Boy, Mother Nature playing tricks on us. Yesterday it was gorgeous. It felt like at least spring, if not maybe a little hint of summer Woke up today. What happened? It was in the 40s when we woke up today. It's going to be 55 degrees here at game time. The wind has died down a little bit, so actually won't feel too bad.
Not as bad as when these two teams met the first time.
The last time these two teams played was the 32-degree game,
Yes.
the coldest in Progressive Field history.
So they're coming back, and it's improved.
John Jay leads off, takes a first pitch fastball for strike one from Trevor Bauer. And a ground ball to first. Knocked down by Alonso, but Bauer's there to scoop it.
Nice heads-up play there. It's almost like they planned it. Look at, there's a little chuckle because the play was made. Alonso wanted to come up and get it on the short hop but couldn't catch it completely, but Trevor Bauer's going to cover. Gives him a little flip. So it's a 3-1-3 put up. Very nice.
No give and go in the spirit of the basketball playoffs.
Right.
Good luck to the Cavaliers. They'll be getting ready to take on the Boston Celtics here in the next day or so in the Eastern Conference Finals. When do they start?
Sunday.
Sunday.
Sunday, I believe, at 3:30 tip.
Jorge Soler swings the first pitch, pops it up. Yonder Alonso just in the foul ground. 2 quick outs. Storylines brought to you by Wayside Furniture. The Moose is loose in Kansas City. He's been getting on base a lot. Trevor Bauer, stay under control. First-year Royals retired so quickly, I didn't have a chance to kind of lay out what I thought might be a first-inning storyline, the irresistible force and the immovable object. Trevor Bauer, first time through the lineup this year. Opponents are just 3 for 55 against him. But Kansas City comes in having scored 38 runs in the first inning in their 37 games played. That's #1 in the majors.
Right, they try and get you early. They've had a lot of success early this year.
They had 4 on the board last night before an out was recorded, but it still wasn't enough. Alonso knocks it down, and by the time he gets there, Moustakas has himself an infield single. I got to be honest, I thought it was ticketed for right field the whole way. And then Alonso leaped and almost made a nice catch.
We're going to get him to put some pine tar in that glove. He tried a grounder, that didn't stick. Tries the leaping catch, and that went off the heel of his glove. You know, he thought that thing was really going to be a lot higher, and I think it hit him down on the heel. And by the time he could get over there and make a play, it'll be an infield single.
Runner first, 2 down for Salvador Perez. Swung on and missed. He's hit in 4 straight games for Kansas City. 5 for 14.
Yeah, that grand slam he hit yesterday, his second of his career in Baltimore, came on his 28th birthday.
Not a bad way to celebrate.
No kidding.
The 0-1. Lazy fly to center field. Greg Allen will make the catch. And on 8 pitches, Trevor Bauer retires the side. The Indians are coming to bat.
Monday starting pitcher Hamill looking for his first win this year. It'll be his 8th start and his 2nd start against the Indians. He pitched well against the Indians his first time out. He went 6 innings, gave up 3 hits, did not allow a run, but had a no decision as the Indians came back to win that game.
Indian starting lineup for Terry Francona, brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Francisco Lindor, hitter in 11 straight games, will lead it off. Michael Brantley bats second. Jose Ramirez is third. Edwin, Yonder, and Jason Kipnis in the middle third of the order. New spot for Kip tonight. Tyler Naquin, Roberto Perez, and Greg Allen batting ninth. So a new look lineup for the Indians as Terry Francona tries to shake it up. Indians have struggled on the road offensively. They got it going in that last game, but it was really just kind of one burst. They had the 4 runs in a span of 4 batters, all on 4 hits against Milwaukee. Carlos Carrasco, of course, put the finishing touches on it with a nice RBI single late.
Yes, he did. Hamill, a guy that's this year throwing 67.9, almost 68% first pitch strikes, and he comes in with one right there.
Almost went to the backstop. The last time the Indians saw Hamill, he got into a groove and at one point retired 10 hitters in a row.
Yeah, he gave up 3 runs in the first last time. They jumped him early, and that's all that he gave up. He got beat 3-2.
In his last start.
Yes, in his last start, correct, against Detroit.
Yeah, when he faced the Indians, he gave up a 2-out single to Michael Brantley in the first. Then he struck out Encarnacion. The next man to reach was Yonder Alonso in the 5th inning. Lindor pops one to shallow right. Whit Merrifield is under it. 1 down.
Kansas City's defense are rated 4th in the league. They've made 17 errors. In the outfield, it'll be Jay in left, Almonte in center, Soler over in right. On the infield, it's Moustakas at third, Escobar at short, Merrifield at second, Duda at first, Perez doing the catching.
Yeah, it's going to bring up Michael Brantley. He moves into the 2-hole. Why do you like Brantley batting second? Is there something specifically, you know, in terms of his attributes that make him a good candidate for this spot?
He's consistent. He's going to do everything he has. He's going to be patient. If Frankie's leading off and he's on base, he can take a pitch and let him steal. Not that Kipnis couldn't, but he's swinging the bat much better. So right now you want to get your best hitters up there in the first 5 or 6 spots.
Brantley's hitting .367 in home games thus far on the year. Takes a pitch in the dirt.
And I'll quickly throw in the Tito's reason for putting Brantley at 2 and why he's okay is he hits the hole when there's a guy on first base. He won't change who he is as a hitter no matter where he puts him, so that makes it a safe move in Tito's mind.
Yeah, it makes sense. He's comfortable there.
Fouled back out of play.
It's also, we say it every time when he gets up there, whether there's guys in scoring position or he's a good 2-strike hitter too. He's a tough out. Rarely does he go out of the strike zone.
Upstairs, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, he likes to throw that high fastball to get swings and misses when he's ahead in the count. And then he can change your eye level with a good curveball as well.
Jason Kipnis moved out of the 2 spot, hitting 6th tonight. Brantley with a line smash into right field. Brantley now 2 for 3 on the year against Jason Hamill.
They tried to change the eye level. He went down with a breaking ball, and boy, Brantley just threw the barrel of the head right at it. Check it out. That's the curveball on our Nissan pitch tracker. Boom, there it is. Good swing. First hit for the Indians.
So 1 on 1 out for Jose Ramirez, who in his last 10 games has 10 runs batted in. drives this one. Deep right field. Soler back. He's out of room. It's out of here. And the Indians lead it 2-0. Home run number 11 for Ramirez. RBIs number 23 and 24. And the new look lineup strikes early for Cleveland.
Boy, it sure did. Ramirez, boy, he doesn't waste any time. He got after that first pitch, and let's see what the pitch is. It's a good fastball. We said he throws a lot of first pitch strikes. So offensively, you've got to be ready. Ramirez was ready, and he gives the Indians a 2-0 lead. Fourth home run given up by Hamill. I told you he gave up 3 runs in the first last start against Detroit. Here's 2 in the first here to the Tribe in this start.
That could explain his reaction after he made the pitch, or his reaction might have been, you know, I threw that pitch where I wanted to. I felt like it was a good fastball, and he still hit it out.
Well, I would be aggressive if I'm the hitter. Look for that first pitch fastball like they did.
Ramirez, or rather Encarnacion, bounces one to third. Moustakas with a terrible throw, but Duda handles it at first for out number 2.
Well, take a look at this on StatCast. About 104 off the bat, 397. Not a bad way to start your night right there. Friday evening, a 2-run homer. So Ramirez now takes over the team lead with 11. He has 24 ribbies. And those two between Lindor and Ramirez, they just keep on hitting.
Yonder Alonso. If Alonso starts to get it going, either he or Encarnacion, one of those two guys, then this offense will definitely take off the way Lindor and Ramirez have been swinging it, and obviously Michael Brantley. But lately, Alonso and Encarnacion both just can't seem to get it going. It's unfortunate when you get both of them kind of at the same time. I mean, Edwin came in 2 for his last 15, Yonder 5 for his last 30.
Well, if they're like typical home run hitters, they get hot at certain times and then bunches. That's when they seem to come. You got to try and find a little bit of consistency there.
Cracked his bat. Of the 4 home runs that Jason Hamill has allowed this year for Kansas City, only 1 has been a solo shot, and that's something that we talk about quite frequently, because home runs are up, pitchers are giving up home runs, strikeouts are up, but so are home runs. And so it's almost become a theory of, a solo home run's not that bad as long as you're not giving up 2 and 3 runners.
Yeah,
those multiple deals
keep the crooked numbers off the board.
1-2 to Alonso in the dirt. Well, when the Indians score first at home this year, they're 6-1. The 2-2. Alonso drives one high in the air, deep left. Back is John Jay. He's looking up, and it is gone, a home run.
Yeah, looked like it hit the railing.
Number 9 for Yonder Alonso. An opposite field smash that just cleared the wall, the 19-foot wall in left, and the Indians' lead is now 3-0.
And Alonso hit that ball a long way, opposite field.
Two-seamer looked like, Arch.
Yeah, and it was elevated a little bit, so he was able to drive it the other way. Let's see the fan over the fence. See it? It would have hit the railing. It wasn't like he was reaching out over the fence.
He might be missing a digit.
Bad hands.
Here's Jason Kipnis now. Kipnis is no stranger to the 6th spot in the batting order. He spent 14 games last year hitting 6th. Jason Hamill with a 1-1. Kipnis pops it high in the air to left. John Jay over near the line. Makes the catch. The side is retired, but not before the Indians do some damage here in the first. Jose Ramirez with a 2-run homer. Yonder Alonso a solo shot. It's 3-0 Cleveland.
Catch every moment with Indians home screen icons and features like the MLB Game of the Day, in-game highlights, news, and much more. Download MLB at Bat today.
Dollar Dog Night, Arch.
Yeah, the
They're
first one
loading
of the year. Yes, they are. First one of many.
Lucas Duda leading off the second inning for Kansas City. Duda hit .207 in April, but so far in the month of May hitting .357. Ground ball right at Lindor with the shift on. And Duda is retired, 1 down. Right now, let's look at our Kia drive to success. Trevor Bauer, one thing that we know about him that is an absolute certainty, he is a workhorse. He'll take the ball, and we've seen it on a number of occasions. He gets better, he gets stronger, let's put it that way, once he gets around 80, 90 pitches.
Well, yeah, he finally figures out what's working for him that day. And it could be a changeup now, and cutters like he's been throwing. It could be the curve ball. We know he always uses that fastball of his. Sometimes he'll have that 2-seamer that'll start at the hip. Sometimes it's not there. He figures it out.
In his last 4 starts, he's gone 102 pitches against the Yankees, 122 against Texas, 111 against the Cubs, 116 against Baltimore.
Well, it was after he retired the first 13 in his last start. It's the walks that hurt him, and once he got out of that stretch for the first time, he got a little erratic and wild. And then the error cost a couple of runs. He gave up the hit. He was out of the game.
And the 2-2's in the dirt, full count. Whit Merrifield has hit in 4 straight games. And in his last 10 ball games, he has 5 multi-hit efforts.
This is a good, solid baseball player right here for Kansas City. He can steal bases. He can hit anywhere. And, you know, he's just really a good player. He's plays first, second, play the outfield.
Hit well left field. This is going to be extra bases. Brantley chases it to the wall. Merrifield will go into second base with a double, and that's his 10th on the year.
And you keep your eye on him at second base because he can steal third base very well. There's the breaking ball, middle of the plate. He took advantage of it. Usually Merrifield tries to shoot the ball the other way, but on that curveball, it speeds his bat head up and drilled it into left.
You think about Merrifield, normally we see him batting in that 2 spot, but Soler has been swinging the bat so well. He's hitting second, and Merrifield maybe gives Duda a little protection down there towards the bottom part of the order.
He puts the ball in play a little bit more if you get runners on base and maybe drive in some runs.
Alex Gordon swinging a miss.
I know Soler's hot right now, swinging the bat very well, but you know he has big time power and he can get hot and cold, but Merrifield's pretty consistent.
You're right, though. You've got to make Merrifield stop at second base. He's 5 out of 5, stealing third base on the year.
Yeah, and since 15 or 16, excuse me, he has 15 stolen bases. That's just behind Raj Davis.
Of third, you're talking about?
Of third, and Altuve. So yeah, you have to make them stop, is right. So that's the middle infielders, and that's where Lindor's playing, is right behind them to keep them close.
Curveball missed up and away. Alex Gordon's been swinging the bat much better. He went on the disabled list with a hip injury and missed a couple of weeks. In the 16 games since he's come back from that injury, he's hit .344. And I mean, when we saw him earlier this year, you wondered if he'd ever get another hit. Strike to the inside corner. You could see Gordon's immediate reaction. Not happy with Eric Cooper. Through May 10th last year, he was hitting .164. And this year up to .298. And the bulk of that has been since he's come back from that stint on the DL. 2-2. And there's a line drive. Jason Kipnis. Did he grab it off the turf? He did. And so he has to throw to first to get the out there. 2 down. Merrifield had to hold at second. Thought maybe at first glance I couldn't tell if he maybe caught it in the air.
He might have, but when in doubt, throw it over there. The umpire was in on the grass. He might have trapped it. Let's see.
Well, that's what the umpire ultimately signaled. It just took him a while to make that call, but yeah, he did.
It did. It hit the grass first before it goes into his glove. When in doubt, throw it anyway. The infield, the second base umpire said no catch, so he was right.
2 down for Alcides Escobar. Escobar has Bauer's number for whatever reason. Did not go. He's a .321 career hitter against Bauer. Breaks his bat, singles up the middle, and the beat goes on for Escobar. The Royals get on the board. It's now 3-1. RBI number 8 this year for Alcides Escobar, and that snaps an 0 for 6 at the plate for him.
Big 2-out base hit, and that's something that Kansas City's been struggling on. Another breaking ball, but he stays on it and takes it right back up the middle. They've been having issues driving runners in from scoring position, but they get a big 2-out base hit. They're on the board.
Well, they've been better of late. Last 13 games hitting .270 with runners in scoring position, but overall just barely over 200.
Well, this is a team too. They don't like to walk a whole lot. You know, they're 9th, but normally they're last in the league. They like to swing the bats and put the ball in play.
Here's Abraham Almonte. The 0-1 pitch. Abraham Almonte was designated for assignment by the Indians just after the season began, and Kansas City claimed him on waivers. He had a 6-game hitting streak in which he went 9 for 20, but since then 1 for his last 18. Smashes it off the glove of Lindor and into center field. That's going to send Escobar to third. And the Royals have runners at the corners with 2 down.
Yeah, they'll give him a hit right there, but I'll bet if you ask Frankie, he wishes he probably could have made that play. Ranging right there, just goes off the end of his glove. Trickles into center field. So now it's back-to-back hits with 2 outs. Trevor trying to close this inning out.
Top of the order, John Jay. Grounded out to first in the first inning. Curveball in for a strike. The irony here is that Kansas City came in as the Major's best team in scoring in the first inning and the worst in scoring in the second. Bauer survived the first without allowing a run, only 1 infield hit. But here in the second, 3 hits for Kansas City, and they put a run on the board. And John Jay trying to do some 2-out damage. Fouls it off. Kansas City, first time through the order, 4 for 9 against Bauer. That's more hits than he'd given up to any team first time through the lineup coming into tonight's game. Runner goes on the ball in the dirt.
That was just good hustle there by Almonte. He read the ball in the dirt, took off before it even. Perez, nothing he could do about it. He was off and running as soon as he saw the breaking ball of Bauer in the dirt. So now he gets into scoring position. Base hit now could tie the game. See, that was a nice read.
In the dirt again. Perez with a good stop. Jay did not go around. 2-2. Bauer retired the side in the first inning on 8 pitches. But as you can see, this will be pitch number 26 of the second inning. And a base hit to left field is going to plate 2, and we're tied at 3. On his way to second base is John Jay. It's a 2-out, 2-run double. Second double of the inning for Kansas City.
So a big 3-run first for the Indians, all for naught, because Kansas City comes right back and answers as Jay stays on the ball, gets his 3rd double, and just fights it off the other way. So 3 consecutive hits with 2 outs brings Kansas City back into this game. They tie it at 3, and Bauer's still working hard to get out of the second inning.
Brantley kind of awkwardly slamming into that sidewall down there. So Jorge Soler will be the batter with now the go-ahead run in scoring position.
Number 12, Jorge Soler.
Kansas City, they've been aggressive. They've been attacking early in the count if they can get them.
Jorge Soler. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Arch 5 of the first 11 Kansas City hitters have swung at the first pitch. And when you're talking about Trevor Bauer, when batters have taken the first pitch against him in his career, their batting average is 57 points lower than when they swing at the first pitch.
Yeah, Kansas City's an aggressive team. We know that. And if they can get after it, they're going to. They don't care if it's a breaking ball or not. If they like it, they're going to swing at it.
Another pitcher that has similar splits for the Indians is Corey Kluber. 45-point differential from whether they take that first pitch or they swing at the first pitch. And that refers to the ultimate outcome of the at-bat. Swung out and missed. Soler goes down hacking. First strikeout for Bauer. But Kansas City flips the tables here in the second, and we are tied at 3. Tyler Naquin on a 3-2 pitch. Get up, get out, goodbye. 3-run homer, propelling the Indians to a series split in Milwaukee. And Naquin has been running hot of late. He has hit in 7 straight games, 9 for 22. Fastball strike.
Yeah, Tyler's been a tough out. He battles you up there.
Popped in the air to left, and John Jay over near the line makes the catch. 1 away. Time to take a look at the stat of the game, brought to you by Buick. Here's what the Indians have done home versus road. Batting average way up at home. Runs per game way up. Home runs dead even. And average with runners in scoring position.
Yeah, that's
110-point difference.
Yeah, that's ugly on the road. But you know, they played more home games than road games to this point. 19 home, 17 road.
Roberto Perez, in his last at bat, the 3rd triple of his career.
Yeah, he was hitting in front of Carrasco, the pitcher. We were in a National League city, and Carrasco didn't want to really swing. He wanted to take because he was jammed on his last at bat. But with a man at third base, you got a chance to drive in a run, and he did just that. Got a base hit and got himself his first Major League RBI.
Pitched a really good game to help the Indians earn the split. The 0-2. Grounded to short, big hop for Escobar. Low throw. Duda scoops it, 2 down. Let's go down to Andre Knott.
Well, most people will be looking for Brantley Zimmer to come up here and play center field for the Indians. He's still okay, and he's not going to go in the DL, but he is bruised up after running into the wall a few days ago. He had a hip that was bothering him over the weekend and really on Monday and Tuesday, but now he's telling me he's got a chest bruise that they checked out. He should be back in the lineup tomorrow, but Tito just wanted to use the roster the best way they could since Greg Allen was up. They kept him here when Tyler Olson went on the paternity leave list, because his wife was going to be induced to have a baby today.
All right, thank you, Andre. And for those fans who were not aware of the news earlier, Andrew Miller activated from the disabled list. So Miller is available tonight if needed. And hopefully just his return will help
Settle everything
things down in that bullpen. Just in the sense that it gets everybody kind of back in maybe their defined roles. Not that everybody has to have a specific role. This is you're pitching here and you're pitching there, but it helps.
When you're pitching out of innings out of that bullpen, it makes a difference. And when you get to the back part of the game and you're not normally used to it, it makes a big difference. And Miller's that bridge that gets you. He and Allen. You know, if your starter's going 7, then it's going to be Miller and Allen, period.
2-1 to Greg Allen. He threw it by him. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Teammates picked Jason Hamill up after he allowed for the 2nd straight start 3 runs in the 1st. So he's got to come back and have a shutdown inning, and he does.
Indians go 1, 2, 3. We're tied at 3 after 2. Tomorrow that this happened to Bradley Zimmer in the Big Apple.
Yeah, you could see those glasses went flying off, man, as he hit that the padding. Although it's padded there, those railings are holding up that plexiglass, and he hit it about as hard as you can hit it.
It'd be like playing wide receiver with no pads on and running into a free safety coming the other way at full tilt.
Or playing hockey and someone taking you into the boards.
He went Stanley Cup playoffs on me, huh?
Yeah, we're getting to that point.
Yonder Alonso will make the play unassisted at first. Mike Moustakas is retired. One down here in the third. Our player profile, courtesy of Levin Furniture. Salvador Perez, the Royals leader, a 5-time All-Star, a 4-time Gold Glove winner, a World Series MVP when they beat the New York Mets in 2015.
Yeah, he's pretty much their heart and soul, or they're part of that team where he's the leader of that ball club, no question. He was hurt early this year coming out of spring training. Hurt his knee carrying a suitcase down the stairs and went on the DL.
He asked if you'd not bring that up, by the way.
Well, I don't blame him.
There's a line drive towards center field, and Greg Allen can't make the catch. Goes off the glove. Perez will have to hold at first base.
You know, I almost think that Allen thought he was going to have to dive at that ball. I think he could have stayed right on. He outran it, and he had a chance to catch that ball. I mean, it was right there for him to catch. But watch him. He wants to start diving. That's right in his glove. That's a play that has to be made. And that'll be an error.
Yes, it is.
Boy, the defense for the Indians have it's been a little loose lately. That's their 25th error. You know, and I'll tell you, they started the year out very well. Their first 7 games, they didn't have an error. They had 2 in their first 12. But that's their 23rd error in their last 25 games. And you cannot help out other teams.
And granted, it wasn't an error in the second inning. But Lindor had a ball goes off his glove. If he makes the play on that, the inning's over, and Bauer hasn't given up a run yet.
I know it.
Down and in. Fouled back. Pulls that foul. Sends him scattering by the Kansas City dugout. Well, the 3 runs that Kansas City has scored tonight has already equaled the most runs the Indians have given up in a game against a Central Division opponent this year. Driven deep right field. That's going to be fair. That's going to be trouble. It's in the corner. Perez doesn't run well. He'll barely make it to third, and he'll have to be held there. Second and third, still just 1 out in the inning.
This coming out another, yeah. They're hitting it. This comes on another breaking ball.
Batting down for Kansas City, number 15.
And I'll tell you what, it seems like they're sitting on his breaking ball, because when it's in the strike zone, they're swinging it. If not, it seems like it's in the dirt. But Duda keeps that fair. That is already now the 6th hit for Kansas City. It's their 3rd double.
Now Whit Merrifield, who doubled to left field his first time up. And he misses up and in, ball 1.
Merrifield had the 1-out double his last time up on a curveball that he was able to pull down the left field, and got that second inning going with 1 out. He was able to retire Gordon, and then they got 3 consecutive hits before he got out of the inning.
The 6 hits for Kansas City. 1 more would equal the most that Bauer has allowed in any of his starts this year. Man, 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Painted the outside corner with it. And it's 2-1. Bauer continues to shake off Perez, and Merrifield steps away. Go through the sequence again. Nope.
This is where he ran into his problems in his last start from the stretch, taking a lot of time.
Fouled off to the right. 2-2. Go-ahead run, Salvador Perez at third base. Lucas Duda at second. With the infield drawn partway in, Perez, he's got to make sure it goes through to even have a chance at scoring.
Right. They're deep enough where if they get it, they can come home.
Outside, full count. And the payoff pitch is outside, ball 4. So now the bases are loaded with only one out, and Alex Gordon coming to the plate. Take a look at the hits allowed so far, 6 of them in all.
That was a cutter right there. That was a breaking ball to Merrifield. That's one up the middle by Escobar. That was a changeup. And here comes the fastball that was sliced the other way. And there's the breaking ball double. So you can see a lot of off-speed pitches that they've been after, they've been able to get to and get base hits.
Yeah, that play in the second inning I was talking about earlier was the Almonte ground ball. It wasn't the one Escobar hit. So they would have had at least a run in that first inning regardless. But you know, again, we're in a situation where Bauer he's got to really dig deep and work hard to get out of an inning. He had made 8 pitches in the first, 30 in the second, and already we're 20. This is 26 already here in this third inning.
Looks to me like Gordon might have changed his arms or his hands where they're a little bit lower and a little bit more away from his body since the last time we've seen him.
This will be the 19th pitch of the inning coming up for Bauer. But still, it's just a matter of Kansas City hitters are really putting up good at bats here in the early going. Gordon, a big swing and a miss. 1-2. Swung on and missed. He pulled the string nicely on that curveball. Second strikeout for Bauer. 2 down in the inning.
Well, he needed to make some pitches here to keep those runners out there, and he does just like that. You see a couple of haters, a couple of curveballs, and he's able to put them away. But he gets a second out, still not out of the inning. Got one tough one to go with Escobar, and he had the 2-out base hit that kept it going back in the second.
Yeah, so I mean, you look at it, it's almost have hit through the lineup 2 times, and you're in the top of the 3rd.
Fastball strike outside corner. I tell you, unless the gun's trumped a little bit tonight, he's hit 97. I think we even saw 98 at one point.
You're right, a few mile an hour more than normal. Usually it's 94.
Breaking ball in the dirt. Good block by Perez. The base is loaded here in the 3rd inning. Outside, 3 balls and a strike.
You know, you look at Trevor Bauer's starts on the year, and he's never allowed more hits in any innings he has pitched yet. But tonight, boy, he's in the 3rd and allowed already 6 hits. And these guys are looking to put some more on. He's down in the count 3-1, so he's got to come back on this batter.
Escobar broken 0 for 6 with an RBI single in the 2nd inning. Bauer walked in a run. 4-3 Kansas City. Second walk of the inning. The run will be unearned because of the error, and here comes Carl Willis. His 2nd trip to the mound here tonight.
Yeah, this is a rarity. We haven't seen him out twice this early, I don't think, all season long. But they don't look like they're on the same page tonight. Taking a lot of time. It was 7 hitters in the 2nd inning. This will be the 7th hitter here in the 3rd inning.
Well, we're getting action already in the Cleveland bullpen. Dan Otero is getting loose. .25 pitches for Bauer so far here in the 3rd. Only 12 of those have been strikes. Swing and a miss by Abraham Almonte as he gets ahead.
Looked like he was guessing first pitch fastball and chased the curveball, because they have been swinging early.
Fly ball center field. Greg Allen back, still going back, makes the catch, and the inning is over. Royals get an unearned run. They now lead it 4-3.
for the best seats at the best prices. You'll save big over single game prices and get exclusive perks. See Indians.com for more details.
Francisco Lindor will lead off the bottom of the third. Indians down a run. Lindor has an extra base hit in each of his last 9 games, which is one shy of the club record that he set only a year ago. Ground ball, it's a foul ball.
Not by much. He was able to get over there and get it, though. Playing him on the line.
Only one guy, and you could probably guess who it is. Only one guy has had 3 streaks of at least 9 games with an extra base hit or more.
Trout?
No, he's an old-time guy. We're talking about one of the all-time greats. Think of your well, there they just gave it away.
Oh, I was going to say
Thanks.
Mays Musial.
Thanks, way to go.
They're always here for us. I know that. Thanks, guys. I think it's Willie Mays.
You're right. Two and two. Lindor fights it off. Count stays 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Got a nice battle going on right now.
To first base. Duda takes it himself, 1 down. Go down to Andre.
All right, we talked the last time Michael Brantley came up about him moving into the 2 spot and why it's so easy and it works for Terry Francona. The other part is obviously Jason Kipnis. He's not hitting or playing the way that he wants him to right now. So they had a long conversation in Milwaukee about what would work best to get him going. He thinks Kip is thinking too much in the 2-hole, trying to do too much, whether it's hit behind guys, bunt, whatever it may be. So he feels like if he gets Kip in the 6-hole, that takes all that pressure out, and then he knows that Michael Brantley won't change who he is in the 2-hole. So that's kind of both sides of this flip-flop in the order today.
Sort of just wants Kipnis to think just about hitting. Don't worry about doing a job or anything. Just get yourself going.
And he said after talking to Kipnis, he could tell that Jason is worried about more than anything else. More than he's worried about the team, but he's worried about himself. And he said, you know what? They're at a time and place where they want to get him going. Put him lower in the lineup, because he said at the end of the day they need Jason Kipnis to hit the baseball, and he has not been doing that at the level that they want him to hit it at.
Well, and Terry's been patient with him too. 36 games. I mean, he's given him an opportunity to get rolling in that spot. You know, I'm sure people have wanted him out of there before then, but Terry, you know, he's loyal to his everyday players.
He's loyal to him, and I think all of us, there are all days when we get home, we go home and we kind of question and wonder. But I think with this situation, he's trying to get a guy that he knows has played well for him.
Brantley sends a high drive deep to right. Soler, shy of the warning track, makes the catch, 2 down.
And the last thing that I'll say about Jason Kipnis, he said something to me about 2 weeks ago that made me realize he was thinking more than hitting. He said, you know, I've got tape from a couple years ago where I hit the ball well the other way. I've got tape from 2 years ago where I hit the most home runs ever hit by pulling the ball. He goes, I just got to find one of those techniques and ride with it. To me, that told me he's trying to do too much when he's at the plate.
Well, that certainly can happen. You get more going on in that head. Sometimes you get up there in that batter's box and think of nothing and just look for the baseball. That may work best at times. Hard to do, though.
Well, it can almost lead you to. So if you stick, I'm just gonna think about pulling, and then everything you throw is away. And I'm gonna go away, and then everything you throw is in. So
yeah, keep it simple. See ball, hit ball. Doesn't matter where you hit it. Just hit it hard.
Jose Ramirez clobbered a 2-run homer in the first inning as the Indians jumped out to an early 3-0 lead. But Kansas City, with 4 unanswered, has taken the momentum now. Big hop for Duda. The flip to first, and the Indians are out 1-2-3, 7 straight retired by Hamill. By a score of 4-3, 4 unanswered for Kansas City. Jensen Lewis joins us now. What have you seen? What happened to Trevor Bauer? He was razor sharp in the first inning.
Yeah, just a loss of command, guys. And the Royals, the way they're going right now, I mean, they've taken advantage of every mistake. You give teams some free passes the way he's done that too. You walk in, a run with the bases loaded. There's your difference in the ball game right now.
John Jay leads off for Kansas City. Grounded out in the first. A 2-run double in the second. Pulls this foul. And a count 0-2.
I think with Trevor too, and maybe this is just because the Royals were way different back early in the season the way they are now. A little more patience. You know, Matty, seeing them the first time through the order, even though Trevor was sharp, you watch their takes. You watch how they're kind of seeing the ball out of the hand. I think only maybe Alex Gordon looked like the guy that was fooled in the lineup thus far.
Well, they've been aggressive on Trevor. They've been getting after him early. They've hit his breaking ball. You know, he's bounced a couple in the dirt, but you know, he's given up probably about, I think, 4 of those or 5 of those 6 hits on off-speed pitches.
Missed inside with that breaking ball. 2-2.
Kind of fighting himself too. We were talking with, about Carlos Carrasco the other day here at home before you guys went back out on the road. Some mechanical things he was trying to deal with.
Jason Kipnis will throw out John Jay.
But with Trevor, it just seems he's got his checkpoints in his head. And for a guy that's ultra confident, he knows what he's got to do. And he doesn't think about a pitch count either. So maybe in our minds, watching him throw a bunch of pitches, yeah, they're traditional sense, yeah, that's probably not good. But for him, maybe just still trying to get a feel for a couple of his pitches.
Well, let me ask you this question. It seems like anytime he's struggling, it's when he goes into that stretch. He's in the full windup. He retired 13 in New York. Until he got to that stretch, he never, that's when he had his issues. Today he couldn't get out of the second inning. He got 3 base hits. He's out of that stretch. Go ahead.
You stay out of the stretch, and I'm glad we have Jensen there. In New York, after the perfect game went away, his 5 hardest pitches of the year were thrown 97, 98. I'll wait till after this pitch. 97. That was 96. In that last inning when he got in trouble, the hardest pitches he's thrown all year. They've all come when he's gotten in trouble where it's almost like he's
overthrowing.
Thank you.
Yeah, and he no control. You're throwing it. You're probably missing the strike zone.
And the one thing that we see with this staff constantly, guys, is that guys use their stuff and they don't overthrow the ball. And he really hasn't done that until these last 2 starts where he's throwing the ball too hard and not putting it where he wants to put it.
Yeah, I watch his body language, guys, and watch his reactions. To me, that was a good one there, but still probably missed the location up in the zone, Matty. You watch him, and Carrasco was dealing with this too, where Cookie was a little bit different. Wasn't overthrowing. He was just thinking, trying to find something to get him back to even. With Trevor, and I think Archie hit on it, it's still elevated though. There, you see where those pitches are. Yeah, it's a high velocity pitch, but sooner or later, that second, third time around,
it doesn't matter how the velocity of the pitches. You got to locate pitches. That's what Clevenger's done. He's lost, miles per hour, but his location's a lot better this year.
Smacked right up the gut, 96 miles an hour, and that's 7 hits now, and that equals the most Bauer has allowed in any start this year.
Check location.
Yep.
This is what. There you go.
Right
It's elevated. That may be a little bit of a harder pitch, but it's not located where he wants it. You don't want it in the middle of the plate. You don't want it elevated.
So is this born out of frustration?
Yes.
What gets velocity but lack of command?
You can watch it individually, and Kluber's probably the hardest guy to read when he's frustrated because he looks the same all the time. Carrasco, you can kind of see he slows way down. His tempo's way down. You can see him trying to cycle through it in his head. With Bauer, he like grits his teeth. You can see the facial expression. He kind of gives it away.
Instead of backing off, he goes faster.
Yep.
Good curveball to Mike Moustakas, who's 1 for 2.
This is a good time here too, Archie, who sat between 96 and 98. Middle of the order. We talk about a BP fastball, talk about taking a little bit off here just to get a guy out in front.
Well, that last pitch was a changeup, I think, that he threw there. You get a lot of hitters. They get into counts and hitters counts, and they get geared up. They want to hit a little harder, so it's better to back off as a pitcher as it is sometimes to power your way through it.
Shift is on. 3 to the right side for the Indians. You've got Ramirez at essentially the shortstop position, and Moustakas just punches it right through into center field. Back-to-back singles with 1 out here in the 4th.
Well, he has had to work here in the last 3 innings. He had a nice quick first inning. And there's a breaking ball up. Yeah.
Everything in the middle third, middle away, and it's at the belt. I mean, even fooled a little bit there was Moustakas, Arch, but stayed back just long enough. And when the ball's up in the zone there, you got much more ability to get the barrel on it, even in the shift.
Well, here's Salvador Perez, who is 0 for 2. Both times he's hit the ball to center field. The last inning, that ball wasn't caught, and it led to an unearned run. That's the difference in the game right now as Perez fouls it straight back.
I'll say this, their attack or their approach against Bauer today has been a very good for Kansas City.
Yep. And they've almost made him eliminate anything down. You're going to have to prove to me that you can get the ball down before I'm going to go chasing anything.
Yes, and he's bounced a couple in the dirt early.
Tied him up. Good fastball up and in. And Perez, he is a guy that you don't have to necessarily attack in that strike zone because he will chase. He'll expand.
Good time right here to do it too, Matty. Even if you bounce it, you can almost reverse tilt Perez right here. If you want to throw something off speed in the dirt and then elevate that fastball again, change the eye level. Let's see what he decides to do.
Went back to the heat, but Perez would have had to have been about 10 feet tall to even consider that pitch.
That one can almost become ineffective.
That's a wasted pitch to me as a hitter because he had no chance of swinging it.
Well, Bauer made 8 pitches in the first, 30 in the second, 27 in the third. And now a ground ball to short. Should get him out of the inning. A 2-for-1 ball. See if that gets Bauer and the Indians going. We go to the bottom of the fourth. 4-3 Kansas City. Friday evening here at Progressive Field, 4-3 KC, bottom of the fourth inning coming up. Our Lowe's whole team together focuses on Indians who have driven in 20 or more runs this year. Jose Ramirez at the head of the class, Lindor and Alonso, and then Edwin Encarnacion, who he still really hasn't started hitting yet. He does have 9 home runs, but he hasn't put together a real hot stretch yet.
Well, Hamill's been a guy he's seen well in his career.
Yes,
like
that's true.
5 of the 9 hits off him have been for a homer.
And it might be right here because a lot of solo home runs. Watch that first pitch if he attacks it. 70% strikes for, or about 68% strikes for him. You know, first pitch going against the hitters, and I'm sure I'd be aware of it. Let's go. But he started him off breaking ball.
Edwin just 2 out of his last 16 at the plate. And he pulls the trigger there, but fouls it into the dugout.
Arch, what's the biggest thing you've seen from Edwin past couple of weeks? I mean, he had that part of the homestand where he started to square some balls up.
Yeah, he still hasn't been ready to take off yet. It's when he starts walking a little bit, he takes his base hits out there occasionally. You know, he's leading off now. You can't get into a groove and try and hit homers every time. You got to put a good swing on the ball. When he starts getting base hits and driving in runs without the home run ball, you know, it's nice. When he had that 3-homer game, he went off for a little while, but then, you know, reverted back.
Fastball backs him up. 3-1.
Right there, takes. He's you can tell when a hitter takes some pitches when they start getting locked in.
That's the scary part, and you know the guys that have seen you well too.
Yeah.
3-1. He didn't mean to, but he fouls it off.
3-1 count. A hitter, you never want that to happen as a hitter. Check swing. If you're going to get after it, you get after it. You don't want to have any indecision there. See, he started at it, but then held up, and it's foul ball. You will it, and he knows that. Look at, he's shaking his head right now.
Ground ball between third and short, knocked off the glove of Moustakas, picked up by Escobar, and Edwin just barely beats it out.
Wow, that was a little too close for comfort right there.
Well, Moustakas, it was a breaking ball, 3-2 breaking ball, and Moustakas tries to make a diving catch, but he tips it to Escobar. And watch Escobar come over there and he says, I still got a chance, and makes that awfully close.
Kind of overdove that almost.
Yeah, exactly.
but he deflected it to the right guy.
Yes, he did.
And that's just a heads-up play by Escobar, but it's
Get
an
over
infield
there,
hit.
big boy.
Yeah. We're not going to tell you the time getting down the line from home to first.
He was safe. That's all we need to know, right?
Yes.
That was a hit.
Yonder Alonso homered his first time up, takes down low. Looked like a strike on the box, but it was called ball one.
I feel like this is a critical portion now for Hamill because you got all these lefties in a row. You got at least Alonso, Kipnis, and Naquin, and then Perez. If you can kind of navigate your way through this inning, that's a job well done.
Well, he had retired 7 straight before the infield single there. Well, he threw that curveball just a little bit higher that time. We've seen that a lot this year with the strike box that we have, and it adjusts to every hitter when they walk into the. I see a lot of times it hits the box and it's not called a strike. It all depends.
You know as well as anybody, the guy behind the dish, you know,
they change daily too.
Yeah, he likes it in one spot. He's going to stay there.
Right.
Pitches outside and well off the plate. And Alonso has the count tipped in his favor as Ned Yost ponders the fate of Jason Hamill in this game. He's pitched well against the Indians the last time he faced him, but overall this year, ERA fast approaching 5. Alonso smacks it foul.
Well,
first time up, he went up and out the other way.
Yeah, hitting a long way. I don't know if that was a 2-seam fastball that he stayed on. But Hamill last year, he won 3 of his the 5 starts against the Indians. His first 3 starts he won. And then the Indians got onto him.
2-2's up high, full count.
On the previous road trip, Alonso was swinging at a lot of those elevated fastballs, a lot of stuff up in the zone. So far tonight, just kind of watching him, it almost like he's got an opposite field approach. Like he's just saying, okay, I want to see it long. I want to see it a long time.
And Alonso takes the walk, and there are 2 on with nobody out here in the 4th inning. And let's get a game break here with Al Pawlowski.
All right, Matt, Rick, Jensen, let's take you out to Miami, where Ozzie Albies for Atlanta launches his 12th home run of the season right here. How about this young kid? Ties Bryce Harper for the National League lead now in home runs with 12. 4-2 Marlins have the lead in the 5th inning, but Ozzie Albies, boy, what a good-looking young prospect he is.
How quick was he inside?
Did you see that pitch? It's off the plate.
It was just off his belt buckle, and he drove it out.
Jason Kipnis fly to left, his only time up. He bunts. Hamill fields, goes to third, easy out. Edwin, no chance to beat him.
I don't understand that right there. That to me is a lack of confidence. You know, you got the first 2 guys aboard. You're hitting 6th. You go ahead and swing the bat. Just don't give up and out.
It's a good pitch.
Don't
to hit.
give your. I mean, you still got to try and do some damage.
Yeah.
It's early in the game to give up and out right here. To me, that's just lack of confidence.
So 2 on, 1 out, and Tyler Naquin coming up. Naquin fly to left his first time up.
And almost the opposite end of the spectrum now here, Arch, because Tyler Naquin been the example of confidence.
Yeah, he's been swinging it very well.
Matty, we talk about all the time guys with confidence and just they exude it. You watch Naquin now, everything's slowed down. It seems like he looks comfortable, he looks calm.
Using the big part of the field too. From
Yeah, a lot of his base hits have been right back through the middle. The home run he hit the other day, you know, it was a 3-2 situation. We were talking about first base is open. What's he throwing? Is it a tough spot for a hitter? And he was just slow. He got a breaking ball that hung and just bam, just destroyed it. But he wasn't out in front of it. He wasn't overly aggressive. He just put a nice swing on the ball.
It just looked like a batting practice swing.
Yeah, it really did.
Just saw he very calm. Yep. He wasn't out in front. It was really well executed.
He's in the hole here, 0-2. to see Hamill turning around disgusted with himself, because as you just said, you know, half an inning ago with Bauer, when you want to throw it up and you miss that far, it's a total waste because the hitter just
no
says,
effect.
what are you trying to do with that pitch?
No effect there. Now you can kind of keep your eyes down in the zone, looking for a pitch.
You want to go upstairs again. That one was a little closer. That was more what he had in mind the first time, and now it's 2-2.
That's all Salvador Perez right there. That's a veteran guy saying, okay, let's go back there.
Yeah, double up on it.
Got a guy who's been swinging it well.
Naquin swats one high in the air, deep left center field. Almonte back, it's off the wall. Coming around to score is Alonso with the tying run. Right on his heels, Kipnis with the go-ahead run. A 2-run double for Tyler Naquin, who stays red hot at the plate. That's an 8-game hitting streak for Naquin. And how about the aggressive base running by Jason Kipnis, who almost caught Yonder Alonso.
Well, he knew that ball was going to be off the wall, and he was off and running. That was a good job of hitting on a breaking ball. We said he's using the big part of the park, and he goes off the wall. Staying back nicely, put a good swing on it. Kipnis knew that nobody was going to catch that ball, so he was off and running all the way.
Watch Kip. This is critical because Abe tries to deke him a little bit out there, but he saw it the whole way. He didn't let up coming around. Little scene out of Major League right here. Almost caught him Willie Mays Hayes style. Naquin, you see him kind of pull up just a little bit here. You hope he's all right out there. But what a critical double, and the Indians back up in front.
Jeff Desjardins out there to check him out.
Something in the foot, must be the foot, because he pulled up. I don't know if he has a cramp. Maybe a cramp of the calf. I don't know. He put a good swing on it. He gives the Indians a 5-4 lead.
You saw him come around first. He was looking for where that result was going to be the whole way, and then right as he started back up again, it looks like it's where it caught him.
Well, he's convinced Tito that he's okay.
I would too if I had an 8-game hitting streak the way he's going. Another mistake though, Arch. Take advantage.
Well, he did. That was a good job of hitting right there. You have him on the ropes, put him away. And he was down in the count too.
And again, that just goes back to what we were talking about. When guys are confident, they don't care what the count is. There's 2 strikes, it doesn't matter. When it's flipped the other way, it's 0-2 before they leave the on-deck circle.
Yeah, well, and they're afraid to hit with 2 strikes. You feel you need all 3 swings.
Roberto Perez grounded out his first time up. Down low.
I like this look from the bottom of the lineup right now too, the way that Naquin's swinging it, but just how a couple of these guys, Arch, you feel like 1 or 2 at bats can kind of catapult him forward, you know?
Well, this is a guy that got to get going that's in the box right now. He's been scuffling. He had that triple the other day in Milwaukee, but he shot it the other way down the right field and went into the corner. But he's been a little pull happy. And of course, when we got into the National League Park, we had our pitchers in. We had Cookie.
Pitch around him. Yeah.
Cookie was fine. He got his base hit.
I think I've asked you this before, but when you're letting the ball get deep, to take it the other way, you're letting the ball get deep. Is that a fact when you don't have confidence? Is it harder to let the ball get deep on you?
Well, sometimes when you get in the slumps, you don't pick up the ball, and you're trying to swing at everything you can and get out in front. When you're seeing the ball fine and you have confidence, you see it out of his hands, and you're not letting it track deep. You don't let it track deep. You just react. It's reactionary.
You can tell by how guys take the pitch.
Yeah, when they see it, they're seeing it coming right out of the hands. When you get into slumps, sometimes you don't see it until it's on its way. It's too late. So sometimes you'll start your swing a little earlier because you don't really see it. You're fooled by curves, and by off-speed pitches. It's just not picking up the baseball early enough.
And if you only knew why that was, you'd have more money than anybody.
Welcome to the game,
well,
right?
You know, every hitter goes up and down, and the concentration level, I don't know if it's biorhythms or what, but I'll tell you what, you go through ups and downs.
There's something to that. You
yeah,
know,
you
just,
feel good.
right.
I mean, everything's going your way.
You know, the new buzzword, because I remember when biorhythms was a big deal, and I think it was in the 70s.
It was, my man.
My man, yeah.
My man.
But Jensen, you know, your era, it was in the zone.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. It's just when you're in that place, the game slows down. You hear guys talk about the game slows down. Every sport, it's the same. Basketball, football, base, doesn't matter the sport. There's something about it, and it's almost like whether it's the way the brain is processing what the eyes are seeing.
Right.
But everything, the ball's big. You hear hitters, oh, the ball looks like a beach ball. Pitchers are saying, man, I can throw it through the backstop. But you don't know why it's there, and then the next time, 5 days later, you come out, it's gone.
You know, one of the great teachers, from my experience, Joe Borowski, back in 2007. You know, he probably threw as hard as Josh Tomlin does right now. You know, 87, maybe an 88 here and there. But the greatest lesson that he gave all of us down there was you're going to win 7 out of 10 times, no matter what you do. As long as you keep that in your head, you can get over those bouts where you don't have the confidence. Your stuff's good enough. There's a reason why you're still here. If you focus on the negative, which you hear a lot of these mental coaches talking about, the quicker that you can focus back on your strengths and your positives, you'll come out of those slumps a lot quicker.
Greg Allen, the batter, fouls it out of play. That's a good way of putting it. You know, when you think about it, as a pitcher, you're going to succeed 70% of the time because the best hitters are lucky to hit 300 nowadays.
Watch batting practice. Yeah. If you're a fan and you're a young pitcher and a young hitter, you know every pitch that's coming. You're even telling the guys sometimes, put it right here. Watch how many balls are hit into the cage or miss-hit. And if that doesn't give you enough confidence as a pitcher, I don't know what will.
Yeah, and that's just concentration on a hitter's level. It becomes an awareness.
Greg Allen takes, that's a strike, and it's 0-2. But then there are times where, you know, you get your lunch handed to you a couple, 2-3 times in a row, and you go, hey, where's that 7 out of 10?
That's right. I'm going to change up how I put my socks on.
The 0-2. Remember Kim from the Diamondbacks in the World Series?
Oh.
You know, he's still looking for that.
Yep.
Where's the part about the hitters are supposed to make easy outs? But that's the game also. The game has its way of having these streaks, and you never know how long it's going to last when you're on a hot one. And conversely, when you're in the throes of an offer, you never know how long it's going to be before you come out on the other end. Greg checks. He did not go.
Yeah, when you're going good, nobody can tell you anything. When you're going bad, everybody tells you something.
And from the mound side, guys, there's a lot of balls that are exit velocity 100 miles an hour and up that are outs. So you're going to get away with some pitches you shouldn't.
Yeah.
And then you're going to throw it right on the dot. The guy's going to hit a 2-run homer off it.
Allen fouls it away.
And you look at the great hitters of our era, that Manny Ramirez comes to mind. A guy that was looking for one pitch. And you talk about discipline, Arch. If he didn't get his pitch, he wasn't swinging. You could throw 3 fastballs in the same spot. If he's looking for a breaking ball, he would not take the bat off his shoulder.
Who are you talking about?
Manny Ramirez.
Yeah, oh yeah, he was the best. Exactly. He'd walk back with the bases loaded one time, taking it, looking for his breaking ball. And when if he ever got it, he would have crushed it.
He did. And he was the one guy, I think, when you watch throughout Indians history, that probably missed the least amount of balls because of his approach. And being ultra confident in that approach.
Well, good hitters, when they get their pitches, most of them, you know, they'll hit it hard somewhere. You don't foul it off. A lot of guys foul off pitches.
It's over 30 pitches for Hamill here in this 4th inning. Greg Allen, the 6th man to bat. This will be the 8th pitch that Greg Allen has seen. He was down 0-2. He's back to even. Some stirring in the KC pen, but nobody throwing. And Allen takes up and away, full count.
He's not getting guys to chase that high fastball here. They're doing a nice job of laying off and making him work extra hard.
Naquin still trying to stretch it out there at second base. Interesting to see if Allen puts one in play, how well he can get around the bags. And the 3-2 is popped out of play.
What you've also done here with this long inning, guys, is you've gotten Trevor Bauer a chance to collect his thoughts and kind of breathe a sigh of relief. Much like how when the Indians got that lead back for Carrasco, you saw him able to get a little bit deeper there because he felt a heck of a lot better about what was going on. So now at least Bauer can take the mound in the 5th with a lead.
Greg Allen drills a 3-2 pitch to deep center field. Almonte back. He'll get there and make the catch. And Naquin will have to hold at second, 2 down.
Yeah, really, there was no reason for Tyler to go back and tag up on that. There's already 1 out. You're in scoring position. Go halfway.
He drops it. You're coasting home.
You're coasting home. Exactly right. No reason for him to go back and tag up because it wasn't to the warning track.
Francisco Lindor 0 for 2. Will be the batter with 2 on and 2 out. And this is where he's been really lethal. He's hit .387 now with runners in scoring position. And when you're batting in the leadoff spot, you might not get a ton of opportunities, but when he has, he's been able to come through. That, and Archie, couple that with the fact that the bottom of the lineup hasn't been real productive, so the fact that he's even had any chances with runners in scoring position is impressive.
They've been limited. I mean, you look at it, the first inning, they scored all on the home run ball, which is 51% of their runs all year long.
Nothing new, right?
Yeah, it's been like that all year. And this inning, they're finally putting something together. You know, they got a hit, a walk, you know, and Kipnis tried to bunt, which I don't think he should have. And then you get a big double by Naquin, another walk, and he had to work hard to get Allen. This guy, you could deliver a knockout punch here.
3-0. So Lindor has 31 at-bats with a runner in scoring position this year. The only guys who have more, Jose Ramirez, who has 33 at-bats, and Jason Kipnis, who has 38.
There you go. Usual top 3 until tonight. Dangerous count, even though it's 3-0 and 2 outs for Hamill.
Oh, he's green lighted if he wanted it.
Down and in, ball 4. The bases are loaded for Dr. Smooth. And this is not necessarily a guy you want to see.
Speaking of runners in scoring
in clutch hitting situations, because he will not sit there and say, well, I'm going to try to muscle up and hit one out of here. He'll just take his base hit.
Yeah, 3 walks in the inning, and coming into today, he had 13 walks in his 43 in the 3rd innings and coming into the ball game. So they've got him right where they want him if they can put him away here with 1 swing. Because that's the bottom part of the lineup that he was letting get on base.
Brantley awaits the pitch. Up and away. Ball 1. And this next pitch will be the 40th of the inning now for Jason Hamill.
Well, there goes Perez to stall for some time. They want to make sure that that bullpen's ready because he is on notice right now, and he's normally strike 1.
Kevin McCarthy just now started throwing, and Tim Hill, left-hander, has joined him.
They better hurry, boys. You better be 8 in queue.
They'll be ready to go.
And Ned Yost wants to get a change here. But now if you're Hamill, even more of a dangerous guy because of the contact orient that Brantley has. Not a big swing and miss in this situation.
8th man to bat in the inning. 40th pitch of the frame. And a breaking ball strike.
Michael's going to make you throw strikes to get him out.
Yes.
You know, he's not going to go outside the strike zone, so he's going to keep the pressure on Hamill. That's why he took that little breaking ball right there. He's going to make it through 5 in a row. Good hitters do. Give me a strike. I want to see what you got.
There are the base runners. 3-man shift right side of the infield. We don't see a lot of shifts for Brantley. We've noticed this and we've made note of it in the past that some teams play him straight up. Kansas City, maybe they've seen enough of him to know, oh, let's shift. Maybe with Hamill on the mound, they're figuring there's more of a chance to pull. A lot of factors go into it, I'm sure. The 1-1. Out. outside. 2 balls and a strike.
And it's kind of confusing too, Matty, because I'm looking at the shift here. I'm thinking along with Hamill and Perez, if you're going to open the left side of the infield, they're staying away. So that would give credence to Brantley just saying, fine, you're going to give me all that space? I'll take it. I can handle a bat to do that.
Well, if they stay out there, he might just do that indeed.
Hamill's lost his arm slot. He's not anywhere close to where he was earlier.
Well, Arch, you made the point. He was at right around 70% strikes
First pitch.
an inning ago.
Yeah.
And he's,
What's this, 42, 43 pitch inning right now?
yeah. Brantley tries to pull it, but it's foul. 2-2.
A lot of soft stuff to it, and it would make sense now when you think along about the pitch sequence. They want it over there. Even though he's been on the outside portion of the plate, you're still trying to get him out in front to hit it right into that web on the right side.
Yeah, with 2 strikes now, Michael will just try and put it in play and take those stakes that are out there on the bags.
I mean, Escobar is still on the right side of second base, and it's just a mile of open territory to the left.
He was thinking that way, and he fouls it off.
Oh, 43 pitches.
Yeah, over half his pitches coming in this 4th inning. And they only have 2 on the board. They got a chance to have a big crooked number on there if they can get a 2-out base hit. He was 8 of 9 first pitch strikes the first time through. 3 and 11 since.
There you go.
Something happened.
The 2-2 to Brantley. Foul back. And that was a fastball that Michael was looking to do some damage with,
Sure
but he
was.
fouled it off.
I think if you're Hamill, I mean, this is the end of the line. You know in your head, if you don't get him, Ned Yost is coming to get you.
He may not go back out there even if he does.
How many 40-pitch innings can a manager watch, right?
Not many.
Yeah. He's saying, hey, we got a 4 o'clock game tomorrow. Let's go.
Bases loaded, 2 out, 2-2 pitch. Oh, look out. Right over top of the Kansas City dugout. And that's where that protective netting might have saved somebody in the first or second row, because that ball was blistered.
Yeah, you can sit down there, enjoy your beverage,
Not
look
worry
at the
about
phone, and not have to worry about it anymore. It's beautiful. It's a great thing.
I wouldn't have blamed them if they spilled a drop anyway. Because with that ball coming at you, netting or not,
That's true.
it caused you to jump a little. Another 2-2 to Brantley.
There you
Drilled to deep right field. Back is Soler at the wall. Gone! A grand slam! His second of the year! Michael Brantley with a knockout punch to Jason Hamill. And it's a 6-run 4th for Cleveland.
Made the mistake, made him pay for it. Too many times on the outside part of the plate. And with one swing, see you later, Jason Hamill.
That's a heck of an AB right there, folks.
What's the reaction?
Oh, yeah.
He didn't even have to look.
Nope.
It's almost like he knew it before, right after he released it.
Boy, Michael Brantley didn't have a grand slam before this year. Now he's got 2.
How about that?
And that was a big one, because it forces Ned Yost to make the Cleveland Clinic call to the bullpen here in the 4th inning. And the Indians now lead it 9-4. Tim Hill is the new pitcher. We'll be right back. majors with the bases loaded this year. They're hitting .421. So you load them up against the Tribe, you could be in for a world of hurt. Jose Ramirez takes a strike. He hit a 2-run homer in the first inning.
It's still crazy to think that Michael Brantley did not have a grand slam until this year.
Popped back and out of play.
The amount of times and the amount of at-bats that he's had, you know, in those situations and before the injuries,
yeah,
it's remarkable.
It goes back to you know, Andre's report earlier. One of the reasons Tito put him in the spot. He doesn't change who he is. He doesn't try to hit home runs. He just happened to crush a couple this year with the bags filled. And the Indians are out to a 9-4 lead as we head to the 5th. Kia Sorrento, the perfect getaway vehicle. Visit KiaDealers.com to learn more. And by Levin Furniture. For the best deals on furniture and mattresses, shop Levin's. (9-4) Cleveland as we go to the 5th inning. And defensively now, Tyler Naquin is out of the ballgame, and Brandon Guyer is taken over in right field. Hopefully, it was just a cramping issue, and there's nothing serious there with Tyler Naquin.
The way he's swinging, you're right.
He's going, man, you want him to ride it. Lucas Duda leads off for Kansas City, and Trevor Bauer armed with a 5-run lead now.
Got to come out and pound the zone. I mean, you get a 6 spot there in the 4th, half-hour rest after 49 pitches in the inning from Kansas City. Position guys did you a favor there. Now get back in.
Now Lucas Duda has other ideas. He smacks one up the alley in left center. He'll go to second base with a leadoff double. That's his 2nd double of the game. And he's been swinging the bat really well for Kansas City. Let's go back and look at the last 4 pitches of the Brantley at bat.
Well, he checks his swing there. He didn't want to swing at that pitch, but he fouled it off. Now this one's going to go straight back. Had a good swing at that pitch. He's going to pull this one on the breaking ball over their dugout. And then this one was down and in into the nitro zone.
Something else that I thought was kind of interesting, courtesy of our friends at Stats. As Whit Merrifield steps in, he doubled in the 2nd inning, walked his last time up. 3 years ago, there were fewer than 2 home runs per game at Progressive Field before the month of June.
Okay.
This year, already 3 homers per game here at Progressive Field, and we've had
terrible
3
weather.
tonight, and we've had 3 again here tonight.
Yeah, that's
the weather's been brutal, as you mentioned. But Arch, you go from fewer than 2 a game
to have 3
to
again.
3.
I know.
And we still have a couple weeks left before the month of May is over.
This is usually a pretty legitimate park when it comes up to home runs. I mean, when you look at all around baseball.
Two-strike pitch, missed outside. And again, it might be when we step back and take a bigger picture look, might not be just Progressive Field. As we've said before, this might be just a bigger shift in the game of baseball. Strikeouts are up, home runs are up, everybody's swinging for them, so you're going to have more of them.
You think about this too, guys, and I don't know how much it's been talked about around the league, but I'd be interested if you look at the average velocity too. A lot of the power supply in conjunction with a lot of guys trying to swing up and elevate the ball. You got a lot of power coming from right in the middle of the diamond. Now, most nights,
mid-90s.
You guys have been around. I mean, it feels like if you don't see 93 or 95,
you're a soft tosser.
Whoa, what's going on? I mean, we got a humbler for a radar gun or what? But I think that a lot can be said for that. And in our age of exit velocity and launch angle, I know there's some correlations there too.
Down low.
Well, they do go hand in hand, where they never used to let like middle infielders and things swing and strike out. They would frown upon it. You got to put the ball in play. You're not a home run hitter. Now everybody can go for the home run, and it's okay. They don't mind if you strike out, but you'll get more home runs. You'll get less action on the game because you'll see more strikeouts.
3-2, and because the pitching is, I don't necessarily want to say it's better, Arch, because that's disrespectful to the guys that came before. But because there are more power arms, we're not seeing balls put in play as much for that very reason. It's hard to square it up.
There is more power arms, no question about it. You know, when you look at a staff now, these guys coming out of the bullpen, they all throw mid-90s, or they're not going to be there. There may be a couple that have, you know, just some great off-speed pitches and better control, but for the most part, they do throw harder.
The 3-2. Fouled back by Merrifield.
Think about it too, guys, with the strike zone and the impetus to try and call the high strike a little bit more. I mean, guys are pitching there.
I wish they would call a high strike like they used to.
And I think some hitters too are kind of cheating up there too, ahead in the count. You know, you want to get a pitch to elevate and drive, you might take a chance in those first 2 fastballs you see up.
Guys take pitches that you can hit in the air and drive, and they have for years. It's always bewildered me.
There's a base hit in the right field.
Is a good hitter, man.
And they're going to hold the runner at third, Duda. But the Royals, with their first 2 aboard on back-to-back singles, and Trevor Bauer has given him more hits tonight than he has in any start this year.
He will not be long for this game if he cannot do, you know, this is like you say, after they scored the first, he didn't have a shutdown inning. He gave up 3 and let them tie it, and they're coming right back at him after they put a 6th spot on the board. Kansas City with a 1st and 3rd and nobody out, and out comes Carl Willis because they got to get that bullpen going.
His 3rd trip to the mound tonight.
This is what we talked about an inning or 2 previously. Be able to dial it back. Be able to pitch to your situation. This is why Corey Kluber remains one of the premier guys in any situation. But more notably, when you watch a game that's out of hand, and right now, the way that Trevor Bauer is capable of pitching, you should be pitching a little bit more towards the scoreboard. Now, I'm not saying every time you got to simulate a 1-0 game, Arch, but this is where you let your fielders work. This is where you throw down to the zone. If you got to dial it back to 91, 92, he's got good 2-seam action tonight. You don't necessarily need the 95, 96 all the time.
Well, he's getting down to the bottom part of the lineup. Let's see how they react to him.
Alex Gordon 0 for 2 has grounded out and has struck out. And hey, it also, because he's pitched so well, it might just be the night where he just doesn't.
Just one of those off nights.
He's maybe not as sharp as he normally is, but he's trying to find a way to compete. The 1-0.
More importantly, get through 5, get the win.
Yeah, be in line, right?
know a lot of analytics guys want to get or do away with that, but you're trained out there as a starter. You think, okay, want to get through 5, get a W next to my name.
Especially when you have 9
on the board.
The 1-1. Gordon pulls it foul.
I was talking to some of the Royals guys today, and Alex Gordon has made a little bit of a change, and he took a key kind of from Jason Kipnis and also from Eric Hosmer. You watch his hands. He's kind of laying the bat back a little bit, and now Kip does the old Mickey Tettleton style right there, but if you watch Gordon's hands, he kind of has it in a hybrid of what Kipnis and Eric Hosmer do. Just a little 45-degree angle there.
Swung at a ball in the dirt. And Alex Gordon is struck out for the second time tonight. 3rd for Bauer. And that was the same attack mode Bauer went on the last time he faced him.
Yeah, bounce one like that. You couldn't hit that with a 9-iron. I mean, that one was way out in front of the plate. He just swung at a bad pitch and got himself out.
It's a guy who was swinging really well coming into this game. He's really helped the bottom of this order, too, along with Escobar, who's had a nice night.
Alcides Escobar with an RBI and a run scored in the 2nd inning. Then he drove in a run with a bases loaded walk in the 3rd. And Trevor Bauer looking to get out of a mess here in the 5th.
At the 100 pitch mark, and you mentioned an 8-pitch first inning.
Yeah.
So you can see the issues he's had in the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. But nothing that a double play ball wouldn't cure right
That's
here.
right.
You can usually count on Escobar putting the ball in play.
Or swinging at the first 2 pitches.
Swung on and missed. I'm just going to look and see how many times he has struck out. 15 strikeouts.
He loves that first pitch or that 2nd pitch, man. I remember when he was at the top of the lineup the past couple of seasons.
Yeah.
That first you better be ready. Everybody in the infield, you better be ready because he's coming up hacking.
And what he does, he'll expand his zone now with 2 strikes here in this situation to try and get that runner in from 3rd.
Wow, what a block by Roberto.
That was nothing but arm. He didn't hit any pad on that. That's why when he catches Bauer, oh, there it is, hand, glove, right into the chest protector. He knows when Bauer throws that curveball, and it doesn't matter if there's runners on base, he throws his body right in front of it every single start.
Bounce towards short. Lindor goes to 2nd. They'll get the force there. And there are 2 down, a run scores as Duda comes home on the play. And it's now a 9-5 ball game and a runner at first with 2 down. Escobar with his 3rd RBI of the
Watch
night.
where he goes to hit that.
Oh,
that ball down. He was going to block it, Perez was, but he's not going to swing and miss. He's going to try and put it in play and get that runner in from 3rd. He does. Tough throw for Lindor. Kip couldn't do anything about it, so, but they do get the 2nd out.
Yeah, you can cut down a big inning with that. Yeah, keep guys out of scoring position. Probably not ideal, but you get out of it here and you still got that 4-run lead.
Abraham Almonte singled and scored in the 2nd, flied out his last time up. Takes the ball downstairs.
Well, he's been an interesting player for them this year, having to come back up and getting an opportunity with an injury here and there for the Royals.
Upstairs, 2-0.
Yeah, and he's playing center field for him.
Of all the positions
I know.
for him to play.
I know.
You know?
Paul Orlando was the guy that's been hurt, and he usually would play center field for him, but
missed inside. 3-0.
I would think Terry Francona not gonna let this get out of hand here. And you're right, Arch. You turn around tomorrow at 4 o'clock. You'd hoped that if you get an offensive outburst like this, that maybe Bauer could get you into the 6th inning, but just not been his night.
a strike is called. 3-1.
Well, he's got to empty the tank right here and come back and throw strikes. You don't want to walk him. Go ahead. Here you go. Let's see you hit it.
Ground ball up the middle, and it is a single. And that's probably going to be it for Bauer, as the runner Escobar goes all the way to third. And we'll see what Tito decides.
Give him one more hitter. No. No, he is not. You're right. Seen enough. He realizes, and he's already at the 109 pitch mark. So Otero was up, getting loose.
So Terry Francona will bring Dan Otero into the ballgame. Trevor Bauer unable to get through 5 tonight. He is allowed 5, and there are 2 on with 2 out. Indians lead at 9-5 here in the 5th.
Monday. After the game, kids run the bases, presented by Cleveland Clinic Children's. Visit Indians.com for tickets.
Dan Otero's coming on. 2 Royals aboard, 2 down. A run is in. It's a 9-5 Indians lead. And John Jay is the batter. He is 1 for 3, had a 2-run double in the 2nd inning. Almonte held at first. He was thinking about going down to second, but he just held his ground.
You get some big outs if you're Danny Otero here, and start to I know confidence has kind of been the theme of the night for a lot of guys. This bullpen, fellas, you saw it firsthand in New York. Yeah, this is a bruised bunch right now, and they're looking to kind of rebuild the dam a little bit.
To short, backhanded by Lindor, goes to second, no, goes to first, and he makes a terrific throw. I thought for sure he was going to go the short way. He goes all the way across the diamond and makes a perfect throw to get John Jay, and that'll end the inning. Royals get a run, but the Indians still lead at 9-5. He's got the 4, 5, and 6 hitters due up for the Indians. Edwin Encarnacion will lead it off. I don't know my hair products all that well, but Clev's flow's a
I'm
little
the wrong guy to go to.
It's a little more kept together. His a little more body to it, I guess. I don't know. Swinging him.
Might use a little better conditioner.
Hey.
Conditioner. There you go.
Could you guys let?
What do you know
Jensen
about hair?
That's what I'm getting ready to tell you.
Said Andre.
Jensen forgot what this weekend is about.
Yeah.
It's not about hair. It's about being bald.
There you
Come
go.
on now.
Bald is beautiful always.
Bald is beautiful.
Nothing wrong with that, Trey. Nothing wrong at all.
Not at all. By the way,
That's fake hair. That's just attached to the hat. That was a free giveaway in
That's a
Kansas City
giveaway.
last
Thank
week.
you. Thank you. They had him in Seattle too.
Swung on and missed. Edwin goes down hacking. 1 gone here in the bottom of the 5th.
Remember they had him in Seattle as well for their left fielder. when
Yeah,
we were out
Gamble.
there. Yes, they had the Gamble.
Yes, they did.
Now by Clevenger. Having a very, very good start to the year.
I hope he gets to wear his cleats again. I like those.
I was going to say, yeah, he's going tomorrow. Good matchup tomorrow, in fact. We'll have it for you right here on Sports Time Ohio at 4 o'clock.
Jensen, you mentioned the cleats that he's had some discussions with MLB
Yes,
about.
yes, he has.
There's been a little ruckus about the cleats that he's been wearing.
Of course.
This isn't the no fun league.
I was just going to say,
Yeah.
when did baseball turn into the no fun league?
And that's what the first thing that Mike said to me today. He said, I thought we could, show who we are. I didn't disrespect anybody. It's got my kids' names on them. It's got sunflowers on them. He's had a couple different pairs that have bothered MLB. I just think this is what he's going to wear. Remember, last year it was the Angels in his glove.
Oh, that's right.
He keeps pitching the way he does in those cleats. I got a feeling that
they're not going anywhere.
A couple of guys in that dugout could pony up whatever the damages might be coming from the New York office.
Yonder Alonso with a 4-pitch walk, his 2nd walk of the night. And Arch, that's a good sign. He homered his first time up opposite way. Now he's walked twice as he tries to get his way back into the flow of things offensively. Mid-game summary brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. A couple of homers in the first, a 2-run shot by Ramirez. Alonso's solo homer, then in the 4th, Tyler Naquin with a big 2-run double. That got the offense rolling, gave him the lead back, and then Michael Brantley. Grand slam, his 2nd of the year. And that made it 9-4. Orioles got a run back top half of this inning. Jason Kipnis looks at a pitch up and away. There were a few sprinkles falling when Brantley hit that grand slam, and the forecast calls for some intermittent wet stuff throughout the night, but hopefully we can play through whatever falls.
Got an official game right now, so feel good about it.
Right.
Yeah, we don't want any delays, though. He can stay away for a while. Wait till we go home.
Yep.
Jason Kipnis, good aggressive base running in that 4th inning to get home on the double by Naquin.
I saw him out here taking some early batting practice today, and this kid just finds a way. No matter where he's at in the order, and Tito talked about it, that he and Jason sat down, talked about the lineup change, and they had good discussions about it, Arch. And I'm sure as a hitter, you're going to take it like a demotion when you've been hitting in that 2 spot, but he knows he's got to get right.
Well, of course he does. Nobody knows better than he does. He knows that. Managers write names in the lineup. You know what? If you're not hitting, you're going to go down.
Right.
Good hitters go up, and look what happened today. Brantley's got, he scored a couple runs, hit his 2nd grand slam. He's been a key to the lineup tonight. So Tito, so far has been
Right on
brilliant.
Now let's take a look back at that 4th inning. Tyler Naquin came up big again, swatted one the other way, and then on his way to 2nd base after the 2-run scored, it just looked like he felt something, or there was something weird going on.
Yeah.
And they have ruled, or they have released that officially left hamstring tightness, the reason Naquin left the game. Brandon Geyer will get his first at bat since coming on defensively for Naquin. And a first pitch strike to Geyer.
Speaking of a guy who could use a few hits, something hard hit. He's been working hard though. Yeah, a guy that, as we talked about, dealing with the wrist, seems like it's getting better. And then here we go, right back to the cold weather where he's got to work extra hard to keep it loose.
Geyer this year so far, he's had opportunities. He's 9 of his hits are against left-handers. He's 1 for 17 against right-handers. So when he's had an opportunity to get in there and get a base hit, he hasn't been able to do it against the righties. The situation he's in right now, so he could use one, against a righty. Because normally it doesn't matter. He's not here just to hit left-handers. Good hitters, they hit everything when you're in a groove. Unfortunately, his playing time mostly comes against left-handed starters.
Bert Smith knocked him back again.
This kid, he better get in the strike zone because they're not going to swing. Right now, he's having a tough time throwing strikes. 12 balls and only 5 strikes. You better get in the zone. And I know, Ned Yost, he didn't want to bring somebody in to start walking the bases loaded or anything like that, but he's about to do so.
There is a called strike.
Wow. And that's 3 straight times now that Geyer's almost been hit.
Let's see if he gets a courtesy call.
Wow. Looks a bit up.
Well, Perez snapped it down too. He's trying to frame it. Yeah, but that's a token call. He's not going to go.
And then he comes back and strikes him out. Jensen, how tough is it when you're in the bullpen and Bert Smith pitched 3 days ago at Baltimore? Before that, he went a week without pitching in a game. What does that do, and what's the impact of that?
You're seeing the command, kind of effectively wild at this point as he got the courtesy, as Arch talked about, to get back in the count, and then gets a swing and a miss from Geyer. And now he's a pitch away from getting out. But I'll tell you what, if you're not one of the guys, one of the big 3, one of the big 4 in any big league bullpen, you're scrapping to try and stay sharp. Andrew Miller didn't want to go down and go on a rehab assignment real quick to throw an inning against AAA hitters, and I get it. You want to face major league guys, whether it's 7 days, whether it's a day, but it's hard. And then you got to come on the road and try and do it in someone else's ballpark too.
1-0 pitch. I remember guys, well, their careers just, they've been out of the game a while. I can use their names, but
am I going to see him at fantasy camp? And
you are going to see him at fantasy camp. But guys like Paul Shuey, Chad O'Jay, they used to say, look, the competition in the bullpen, you have to raise your game. You don't want to be the guy that gets sent to, in their words, Siberia. Because they said, if you're not pitching well, you get sent to Siberia, you don't get in the game. When a team's winning as much as those teams won, Grover's not going to go out and call the guy in that just gave up 4 the night before. So he said it spurred good competition among everybody because you wanted to be in the mix. But God forbid you have that couple of bad outings, because then it's tough to get yourself back in. 2 on, 2 out. And Roberto Perez takes inside 3-1.
Yeah, you see a couple of those bullpen guys back in the 90s. You think about Shuey and Plunk, and obviously Paul Ossenmacher was getting out every good left-hander you had on a team. But the guys that didn't get to pitch a lot, or if you're starting to come up and trying to carve out a role for yourself too.
There's ball 4. Roberto draws the 3rd walk of the inning, and the bases are loaded. This is Rob Manfred's nightmare inning.
This is not a way to endear yourself to your manager either, especially coming in a situation where you got to pound the zone. You're at the bottom part of the order too, and you got a guy, we'll take Perez for example there. He's hitting a $125. You feel pretty good if you fill up the zone to try and get out of the inning. But now you're in a world of hurt with Greg Allen, and it's just not an easy out to get out of the inning.
This Kansas City bullpen last in the league in ERA at 6.13. Indians bullpen just ahead of them at 5.40.
And that's because the last couple of weeks have really inflated that as well.
But that's you have to throw strikes coming out of the bullpen. You can't walk people. You will not be here long if you do.
Birch deals. Greg Allen a swing and a miss. He has struck out Flydell.
And you can tell the difference now between a young hitter and a veteran hitter, where if you're paying attention the last couple of bats, Birch has struggled with command. Greg Allen's kind of helped him out in these first couple of pitches.
A little bit high. Birch Smith sets. Bases loaded, 2 out, 1-2 pitch up and away, and it's 2-2.
A really good job of getting back in this at bat. I give credit to Greg Allen. First couple of pitches kind of helped out Birch Smith, but now he's got this plate cut down to about a half.
Out of play.
Here's where it sets in too, Matty. When you haven't pitched in a while, and you haven't pitched regularly. He's at 30 pitches now. This has been a long inning. And this is where you can really get into a world of hurt from not having pitched regularly.
2-2. Jam job. And it's just foul up the third base line.
That looked like it was in slow motion.
He really did.
Moustakas made a couple of steps, 2, maybe 3 steps to try and catch that ball, and it was just fisted off the foul line. Let's see how many he takes. There's 1, 2, 3 before he jumps.
Oh. He might have jumped too early.
Well, yeah, but he couldn't get there. That other foot wasn't going down. That was a foul ball, though.
He'd have really felt sick if he'd have gotten leather on that and knocked it, you know. And the Indians would have been still running around the bases. In the dirt, what a pick by Salvador Perez.
Yeah, look what I found.
Wow.
That was on the short hop backhand side.
That's why he's got the gold Rawlings on his chest.
Oh, yeah.
Look at this.
Look at this. He just backhands.
Wow.
He didn't move a muscle. He just nice soft hands right there and picked it cleanly. Right here, you still have to remain patient as a hitter. Make him get in the strike zone.
Everybody moves on the 3-2 pitch, and a ground ball foul.
I give Greg Allen a ton of credit. I mean, he was buried in this at bat. He's fought all the way back. And now you're really making Birch Smith sweat. He's shown you everything in the arsenal. And now just put this in play.
This will be the 9th pitch of the at bat.
See if he comes back with it. I mean, I think Perez is going to call fastball, but I think he wants to throw a changeup. I really do.
And it's fouled out of play.
There it was. There's a heater.
The heater, there it is. But how many foul balls does he have in this at bat?
Greg Allen has seen a total of 23 pitches tonight in his 3 at bats. So
in the 9-hole too. Talk about endearing yourself to a manager. Tito will love that.
Again, the runners are off on the 3-2 pitch. And a fly ball to center field. Almonte makes the catch, and the inning is over. 9-5 Cleveland as we head to the 6th.
100,000 fans will receive a Francisco Lindor t-shirt designed by Homage. Tomorrow, courtesy of Sherwin-Williams. Plenty of great seats remain for that 4:10 matchup against the Royals. Visit Indians.com for tickets.
Jorge Soler, 1 out of 3 on the night. And he takes a fastball strike from Dan Otero, who got the last out of the 5th inning. On the pitch here in the 6th. Bullpen is quiet. It's inside, 1-1.
Matty, you were telling me in the break, how many minutes did we just go without a ball in play?
15 minutes between the ground out by John Jay that ended the top half of the 5th and the fly ball out by Greg Allen that ended the bottom of the 5th.
So if Rob Manfred didn't have enough on his plate already.
I mean, it's not the first time. It's happened many times. We had another one that was 10 minutes before.
It was when Jensen was here the last time.
Well,
not saying that
now
anything
there's
to do with it.
All right. Now I know what Andre goes through.
Yeah, it's.
You love it as a pitcher because it usually means that things are going well unless you're walking people. But I get it from a fan perspective. I mean, you want to see some balls in play.
Ouch.
Yeah, and I would have to think that it's pretty rare that you see 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. And it could have been 3 strikes. It was a 3-2 count. You know, what, a 9-10 pitch at bat for Greg Allen.
Not a long enough guard right there, Arch.
No, it went down. You're right. He'll come out tomorrow with a catcher's shin guard on, maybe. But you can see how it happens against Dan Otero, the sinker baller. Throws it inside. You try and fight it off, and a lot of times you'll fall it down into your foot or your leg.
It's a guy at Soler. My last year with the Cubs, he was coming up with Javi Baez and that group of top prospects. This guy's a beast, and he's just starting to come into his own.
Well, that's what Kansas City wanted to do. I mean, they knew he was going to need some time this year, but they got to play him every day because, you know, Kane's not there. And he's starting to come in and get a little confidence.
Archie went low ankle right there.
Yeah. That's all right. He's fine.
So now he just needs right under the kneecap and get the trifecta.
But he has very good power.
Ground ball to Lindor. He'll cut it off. And low throw. Alonso couldn't dig it out. It was up the line too, and that's going to send Soler off to second base.
It's very uncharacteristic of Francisco Lindor.
He's been that way this year. You know, with the ground balls, the error, he fielded it cleanly, but the throw over there didn't put enough on it. Now could have been 2 errors. An error on the letting him get to first base because he was there in plenty of time. And watch the throw, and he doesn't get him there. He should have if the throw's right. That's 1 error, and then with Soler going to second, could be the 2nd error there. We'll see. I don't know how they're going to score it.
That's just a 2-base error.
Yeah, 2-base error.
Yeah.
Well, he could have had him at first base, and should have been out, and then he went to second. So that's what I'm saying. They could have.
It's just a play you feel that 9 times out of 10. And I know in New York, those back-to-back days where they were tough plays for him too. We've seen him make those plays so many times, and even in tougher situations.
That's a fair ball, and that's going to get a run home. An unearned run, another one scores. Throw to second base, close, but Moustakas gets in there safely with an RBI double, and back come the Royals. It's now 9-6.
Dink and dunk right here. The error allows Soler to get to second, and now Moustakas. Yeah, that's an inner third fastball right there. I mean, not much else you can do if you're Danny Otero, but again, right spot. And it's down to a 3-run lead.
5 doubles now for Kansas City tonight.
Brantley did all he could to try and make that a close play, but Moustakas in safely, and here comes Carl Willis. It's going to give the bullpen a little more time to get loose. You know, you were talking before about the extra padding that Soler had. I remember there were times you watched Jake Westbrook, and I thought eventually we're going to see a guy come to the plate with two catcher's shin guards on.
Well, the way
Just
he was throwing bowling balls,
I'm not gonna beat myself up anymore. I'll take my chances with 2 shin guards on. But when guys have that kind of action and they're just continually, as a hitter, there's nothing they can do.
Because you're going to hit the top part.
Exactly. About the only thing you can do is I'm just not going to swing and hope that none of those pitches end up in the strike zone.
Yeah. Well, this bullpen now, guys, I know we talked about it at length. I mean, you're handed a 4-run lead in the 6th to be able to get the last 12 outs, or you would think the last 6 maybe before we see possibly Andrew Miller and Cody Allen. Someone's got to step up.
Well, that's what Kansas City's looking for from Salvador Perez, because he is Mr. Royal, if you will, right now. He's the heart and soul of this club. Andre down below. Just how big of an impact has he and can he have on this club going forward?
Well, he's changed. Perez has changed the Royals immensely. Their record is completely different. I think they were 4-10 before he came back. He had a grand slam, as you guys talked about yesterday. But the pitching has changed. He's thrown out more guys. I think only 3 guys have stolen bases against him. He has changed who they are. And Arch, we had that conversation when he was out. Their offense changes when he's in the middle of it.
Their whole team changes. The whole concept.
And it does. The other thing I want to throw out there, Andrew Miller, and Jensen brought him up, but it's a 6th inning. This is a time where you may see him in the past. Tito wants to be very careful how he brings him out, how he starts him. He'll be more scheduled over the next week. He will not use him like we see him use him during the regular season early on.
Yeah, it'll take probably a while. Let him get back into it a little bit.
Yeah, the fact of the matter is, even though he was able to throw a little bit here and there, he's missed, over a week now. So
you wonder what the ideal situation, and again, this would be, if you get to the 8th with the 3-run lead, this would be an Andrew Miller appearance. But as Andre talked about, and we heard Tito say today, it's a long season, and he is the key in that bullpen. Knowing what he's able to do from a role perspective, and they're still searching. Guys, and we're only 2 years removed from 2016 when it was Brian Shaw and Cody Allen, and they had to figure out this same issue that they're dealing with this year. How do we get the ball to those guys in the back end?
Fly ball, deep right, Geyer on the move, and makes the catch. Tagging and going to third is Moustakas, and that's the first out of the inning. So another opportunity now for Kansas City to get a run closer. If they can get this run home from third, and Lucas Duda would be a good bet to do that. He's 2 for 3 tonight, couple of doubles and a run scored. He's been red hot of late. Came in batting .357 in the month of May, and the Indians will concede that run at third base.
3-run lead, you need the out. You're counting your outs now. Unfortunately, the inning started with an error.
2 errors tonight, 2 unearned runs because of it.
Yeah, 26 errors now. Now they have 24 errors in their last 25 games.
Get in the air, deep to left. Brantley back on the track, hits over his head. It's near the base of the wall. Another run is in. And Duda's into second base with a second double of the inning for Kansas City. They've scored 2, and they've closed the gap to 9-7.
Duda's third double of the game.
Another elevated fastball.
Yeah, that sinker that didn't sink. And he stayed on it. He didn't try to pull it. That's the one good thing Duda did not do. If you're a Kansas City Royal, he stayed on it, hit it off the wall, and that's 2 in. And Danny Otero is done for the night.
So we got a timeout here in Cleveland. 9-7 Indians. We'll be right back. Now 9-7. Kansas City has the tying run at the plate. And Evan Marshall is the third Indians pitcher to work here tonight. Dan Otero went 2/3 of an inning. 2 runs in. He's given up 2 hits. The error certainly costly. Marshall will be facing Whit Merrifield. Merrifield is 2 for 2 with a double, a single, and a run scored. Lucas Duda, who's at second base, has doubled 3 times tonight. Merrifield with his 6th multi-hit game in the last 11 games that he's played, which is no surprise to us because it seems like every time he plays the Indians, it's 2-3 hits a game.
Boy, he was looking fastball first pitch, and it looked like he tried to hit a homer on that swing. Popped it up, and they get a big second out there.
That's a good first pitch strike from Evan Marshall. Guy that was in the Diamondbacks organization for a little bit before found his way over here. It's good fastball, good run to it. He'll turn it over a little bit with the breaking ball. But again, another possible audition for guys that Tito's looking to trust here in the late innings.
Pitch is inside, ball 1. Well, look, the Indians went to spring training knowing that they had to replace some innings in the bullpen. And they brought in a lot of audition people. And they're still auditioning.
Searching.
I mean, here we are. It's the 11th of May. And again, it's understandable when you look at the economics of the game. The contracts that some of the guys that left, and I don't want to keep bringing up their names because people are probably tired of hearing about it, but a lot of money is being given to specialized relievers. And so,
well, I think people are seeing now why those dollars are being spent too, because you get into these situations where the game has changed in the back end where, okay, I want a shutdown closer type guy in the 7th and in the 8th.
Swing and a miss. It's 1-2.
Yeah, and they're paying those guys.
Right.
Now you need the bridge to get to them.
Right.
And that's where we're looking for, the 7th inning.
Yeah.
And I still think Tito's in the right frame of mind with it about it doesn't need to be a lefty or a righty. There doesn't need to be a specific guy. You got to find 1 or 2 that if you get into a situation like tonight, you can buy 6 outs before you got to get to Andrew Miller and Cody Allen.
Yeah.
The 1-2. And Gordon gets a piece of it.
You need strike throwers and you need some athletes on the mound too, because more than likely, fielding your position, you're coming in with runners on base. You may have bunts, you may have some hit and runs. But as you talked about, Arch, the biggest thing is staying ahead and then being able to keep the ball in the ballpark. And the Indians bullpen for this year alone, it's been one of those recent years that I don't know if I can remember the amount of home runs this early they've given up.
Gordon fouls it back out of play.
I think about that New York series and kind of a turning point back in 2007. You guys remember when Joe Borowski gave up the walk-off homer to Alex Rodriguez? That bullpen was kind of in shambles a little bit, trying to figure out where those pieces were going to be. And then after the All-Star break, he had Rafi Betancourt, Rafi Perez. It ended up sorting its way out in-house.
I remember A-Rod, he broke the side mirror on the equipment truck with that home run.
Yes, that's right. He sure did.
But I understand why Tito and the front office said, listen, number one, it's way too early to try and go deal for somebody or go acquire somebody because nobody's available. I mean, all but maybe 3 teams are still in each race in the division and in the wild card. And those guys now are going to be a premium. You saw what Miller went for. You saw what Chapman went for. I mean, those guys are going to cost an arm and a leg.
The 1-2. Low and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I mean, these guys got to the big leagues for a reason because they were able to get these kind of outs.
But it's different when you go from AAA up here because the guys in the bottom of the order can turn it over, and the guys in the middle, I mean, they'll hammer you. They'll hammer you, yeah.
2-2. Full count.
This is the frustrating part for position players too.
Well, yeah.
Because now you get stagnant, and you're gonna have to make a play in a tighter ball game.
Trying to stay warm out there, blowing into their hands.
You got to get them on your feet. Keep them attentive.
They had a 3-0 lead and went to 3-3. Then Kansas City took a lead. They put a 6th spot on the board. They made it 9-4. Now Kansas City had 1 in the 5th. They've got 2 in the 6th. They're trying to get more.
3-2 pitch, and he did not go. Ball 4. The inning continues. Now the tying run is at first. Go ahead run coming to the plate. Alcides Escobar, and this is still just the 6th inning.
Shortstop Alcides Escobar.
Not every game is a work of art.
No,
during the course of the season, you're going to have some games like this where it's not a thing of beauty necessarily, but you got to find a way to come out on top.
We knew going early in the year the starters were outstanding. You're going to have to win some games, 10-9 or 8-7 or however it may be. You're going to win some games 2-1, 3-2. So there's a lot of different ways you're going to have to find a way to win baseball games. In this one, keep scoring. And it's a Kansas City. It's a division, man. They don't quit. It's like Minnesota. They always keep coming at you.
But it's a Kansas City team that, going back a couple of years, when they come to Cleveland, the Indians have had their way. They're 18-5 against the Royals since the start of the 2016 campaign.
And we've really caught them too, guys, at times where they're not on all cylinders per se offensively. Right now, what they did in Baltimore for the last couple of days, they're starting to feel confident.
And there is a base hit into center field. Coming around third, Lucas Duda is going to be waved home. He's going to score. It's a 1-run game. That's the 3rd hit of the inning for Kansas City. And now the tying run is at second base.
All right, that run's going to be charged to Otero, so he ends up giving up 3.
How about that, though, for Alcides Escobar? That's his 4th at bat. He's had an RBI at every at bat tonight.
Now look at the pitch. I mean, it's down, but it's middle of the plate. Now, you better that it's down, but still, I mean, the way Escobar's swinging it tonight, you got to be on the corners. You got to make him try to pull.
Ground ball his last at bat that he hit. He picked it up off the ground. When he had runners at first and third, find a way to get him home. So it's a 1-run ball game, and a lot of time left.
Abraham Almonte is swing and a miss. Fourth time in his career that Escobar has had a 4 RBI game. Swung on and missed.
Don't mess around here. Two swings right here where Almonte told you he's just in hack mode.
Yeah, hack mode and looking for a fastball.
Yes.
Abraham Almonte in the hole 0-2 with 2 on and 2 out. And Marshall strikes him out to end the inning. But Kansas City, no quit in this bunch. They put 3 on the board, and we go to the bottom of the 6th. The Indians up 1. in left field or the corner down and right. District tickets are only available online at Indians.com/district ticket. Well, Brad Keller coming on and pitched out for Kansas City.
This is a big boy right here. Got some power stuff, good leverage. A little bit of high three-quarter release point. Top of the order, though, Arch. Keep scoring.
Absolutely. Let's go.
We're due for a 13-run ball game, are we not?
Absolutely. Why not?
Well, it has taken 160 pitches combined to record the last 15 outs.
You guys aren't going to let me up here for a while, huh? It's a pitcher's curse.
We're not blaming you.
Now, if you were down there chucking,
yes.
we'd be blaming you.
We would be blaming you. There's nothing you could do about it.
No, as I said before, I mean, there are some nights that are like this. Not every game's a work of art. There are some that are, you know, you just feel like you can't even take 2 steps without tripping over yourself.
That's right. People like offense, enjoy it tonight, because hopefully we don't see it the rest of the weekend.
You're going to like your chances with Clev tomorrow and Kluber on Sunday.
The thing of it is, the Indians have 6 hits and 9 runs, and Kansas City has 14 hits and 10 runs. But you know, the Indians have done theirs. 7 out of their 9 runs have scored on the home run ball, as it usually does.
Lindor with a base hit in the left field.
There you go.
And Frankie,
swing,
who scored in the 4th inning when he reached via a walk, is aboard here to start the home half of the 6th.
His hitting streak continues. Make it 12 and a nice let's go the other way. Base hit. 7 hits now for the Tribe. The leadoff man aboard.
Arch Jensen. We know that last year, to get Francisco Lindor going, he saw the splits of how teams were playing him. Does it surprise you that the Royals are playing him so far off the bag down at third when he's left-handed? That hit was handed to him because they're giving him that basically.
Well, we mentioned it before, Andre, when Brantley was up the last time. You know, they had the big shift on.
Right.
Now, they don't have the shift on for Brant this time up. Some of it may be predicated on who's on the mound, what kind of stuff they're going to feature. But, yeah, sometimes it's weird. We saw no shifts for Brantley, I think, when we were in, was it New York?
When we were in New York, we didn't see any on Brantley, didn't see very many on Lindor. Those two are usually pretty straight up, and the Royals have not been that way with Lindor tonight.
Keller's 0-1 pitch.
And the team that Arch always looks forward to seeing when it comes to this, the Houston Astros, who we'll see a lot this month. Let's see how they play, Lindor and Brantley, in a week or so.
All right, we get them 7 out of 10 games.
Right.
They'll have a shift when he gets off the bus.
Yeah, the left fielder will be playing by me.
Well, that's about right. They usually do play very shallow.
Brantley awaits the 1-1. Lindor not much of a lead at first. He's trying to give Michael that hole on the right side. Last time Brantley was up. Kaboom.
Nice high art right there, just enough. And that's where usually when it gets warm, guys, the right center gap, that's the jet stream right there. And you see the wind blowing out tonight, and then it'll kind of change on you a little bit. It's kind of blowing in now, but
little jam shot to first. Duda going to go to second. There's one. Return throw is in time. Double play. Nice job by Keller to get over to the bag and cover. If he's not there, they don't turn to, and he just barely beat Brantley to the bag. And just like that, 2 quick outs.
Well, good feed by Duda, and Escobar realized he had time to make the throw. A lot of times when you have to lead it to your pitcher, he does a great job to get over there and get in place. He found the bag so he could look at the play develop. So he got over there in time. So a nice double play, 3-6-1 turn.
Now Jose Ramirez, 1 for 3 tonight. He had a 2-run homer back in the 1st inning. And it almost nailed Keller. He got the glove up just in time, and Ramirez beats it out for an infield single.
Wow.
glad Hosey beat it out because he would have been upset if he didn't, and he stopped that ball. He got leather on it, but he hustled his way. I think it got leather on it. I see Moustakas calling out the trainer.
This is a life before your eyes play, boys.
Oh, it went off his hand is what it did. Cut a piece of the finger.
Let's see it one more time. Watch where it deflects. Oh man, it didn't even look like he got half his glove on it right there. You see him flexing the hand.
Yeah, that's a scary situation right there. He's seeing if he can get a grip on it. You know, when you're a young player, you want to come out. There's Nick Kenny, the Kansas City Royals trainer.
That thing is ringing big time right
it's
now.
Numb right now because it's cold out on that field. That wind's blowing. It's whipping. It's not.
And there's nothing you can do. I mean, that's just your natural reaction. You're trying to defend yourself. He's going to try and fire a couple in here.
Yeah, they'll give him a couple warm-up pitches. Absolutely. He's
nothing you can do.
Defending himself.
Yeah.
We've seen a couple of close calls this year. We really have. I can recall 3 already, and one did hit somebody in the head.
Remember taking just a ground ball, an easy one, but a lot of top spin on it. I don't know why, but I stuck my hand out to try and get it, and I couldn't grip my changeup. Kelly Shoppett came out to say, hey, what do you feel? Oh, he took it square off his hand.
Yeah, he sure did, right on the palm of the hand.
That might have been his saving grace too, Arch, because if he takes that off anywhere else, up by the knuckles or any up by the fingertips, oh, that could have been a lot worse.
Now that he's okay, someone's going to tell him, you got to charge that ball. Going off the hand, that's a tough one right there.
Here's Edwin Encarnacion. He greets him with a high fly ball, but no juice behind this one. This is going to die into the glove of Abraham Almonte, and the inning is over. We've played 6. Jensen, thanks for stopping by.
We'll talk
next
to you
time. Stay a while.
Yeah, no kidding. Jeez. Your local Toyota dealers. Visit buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. And by the injury lawyers at Elk & Elk. Proud partners of the Cleveland Indians. Call 1-800-ELK, Ohio. 9-8 Indians lead it, and as we go to the 7th inning, guess who? Andrew Miller just brought off the disabled list today and right back into the fire, trying to protect a 1-run lead in the 7th inning. And it will be the top of the order due up here for Kansas City. John Jay, Jorge Soler, Mike Moustakas. John Jay 1 out of 4 on the night. Jay had a 2-run double in the 2nd inning. That snapped a string. His last 25 hits had all been singles.
Wow.
But he picked the right time to go for extra bags in that 2nd inning, because that helped the Royals get 2 on the board And that tied the game way back in the second at 3 apiece. Andrew Miller falling behind here 3-0. But again, you wonder, even when before Miller went on the DL, Arch, we'd see him fall behind 3-0 and then bing bang boom 3 pitches later.
He'll lock it back in. It's been a while, a couple of weeks since he's been in game action. You can throw on the side, you can throw to hitters, but it doesn't recreate what he's in right now, the atmosphere. He'll lock it in.
His last game that he pitched in was April 23rd. And he misses outside, ball 4. So the tying run is aboard to start the 7th. Tonight's T-Mobile Hats Off to Heroes focuses on Corey Kluber, who is a participant in the Carhartt starting rotation program called Strikeouts for Vets. And this year, helmets to hard hats. They're donating $100 for every strikeout to, it's a national nonprofit program that helps military service members successfully transition back into civilian life.
That's nice.
Well, Miller facing Jorge Soler, who's 1 out of 3 on the night. He reached on a critical error in the 6th inning, and the defense tonight has made 2 errors. Both have cost the Tribe unearned runs. Soler going up there hacking away. He's in the hole 0-2. And Soler's a guy who came in with the 5th best on-base percentage in the American League. But he takes a called 3rd strike, so he chases one out of the strike zone, takes one that's in there, and Andrew Miller has the strikeout one away.
Well, watch the sequence from Miller. He's going to go right at him. It's going to get strike 1, elevate a pitch, and then come right back with a breaking ball. Breaking ball, high fastball, back with the breaking ball.
Mike Moustakas, he has 3 hits tonight. 2 singles, a double, an RBI, and a run scored. And he looks at a breaking ball, strike 1, and Moustakas unhappy with the call. Swung on and missed. Boy, that was a nasty breaking ball. So the first one, he just spun it up there inside corner. Not really a good pitch to swing at, but it's in there for a strike. And now he makes the nasty one. Tight. Fading away.
That was out of the strike zone. Yeah, he got him to go ahead and chase that one.
Now the 0-2 is fouled away.
Not too shabby when you're going against one of the toughest lefties there is in the game.
If there's anything other than a 0 beside that, that's a pretty good.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. Well, he's just as effective as he goes down, and Perez able to hold on to it.
2nd strikeout for Miller, 2 down here in the inning.
You know, but that frisbee he throws up there, that's why he's just as tough against right-handers. They don't like that ball coming in, and he just said, all right, you're going to sit on my breaking ball away. I'm going to throw the fastball. He got a piece of it, but he couldn't follow it off right into Perez's glove. So back-to-back strikeouts, out number 2 now.
Andre, I know Tito said he wanted to ease Andrew Miller back into, or at least kind of have a schedule to how he was going to get him back into things, but it's no surprise that Miller's in this kind of game, because for all his, very cerebral, very thoughtful answers and sort of a calm, easygoing demeanor in the clubhouse, this guy loves to compete.
Yes. You just hit on it. He wants to compete. That's why he didn't want to go to the minors. He didn't like throwing to his teammates when we're in Milwaukee. He wanted to be in this moment and this time. And what you just said that plays into it, Tito didn't want to bring him into a busy inning already. He wanted to give him a clean inning and get him going. Now, he said in a week, if everything goes as scheduled and as planned, because we probably won't see him tomorrow, in a week he'll go back to using him, a week and a half or so, he'll go back to using him how he used him. But he wanted clean starts for him to start off.
The 1-1. Uh-oh, that is clobbered. Deep left and gone to the home run porch. Salvador Perez turns one around from Miller, and just like that, the Royals have a 10-9 lead. That's the 5th home run of the year for Perez. Last night we told you he had a grand slam in his first at bat of the game. All 5 of his home runs have come in the last 18 games, coinciding with him coming off the disabled list. And that is a huge blast for Kansas City. And that's going to be the end of the line tonight for Andrew Miller.
Slider right there. Perez brings a hand in, and he drilled it. No doubt about it. That's their first home run of the night, and that's their 15th hit.
So Miller's night is over. It looked like he was on his way to cruising through another inning unscathed. Instead, he gives up the lead, and now Zach McAllister is coming on when we come back.
With the purchase of an adult ticket, seats are located in the family deck near the kids clubhouse and are only available at Indians.com.
Well, Zach McAllister on now for the Indians. He is the 5th pitcher of the night. And now Kansas City has a 10-9 lead. What a weird game. Fly ball center field. Greg Allen makes the catch. Will go to the bottom of the 7th. Indians down a run. 7th inning, it'll be Alonso, Kipnis, and Geyer for Cleveland. And Brad Keller worked a scoreless 6th, even though he allowed a couple of hits. Back out here for the 7th. Bullpen quiet for Kansas City. Alonso following one back. Alonso with a home run in the 1st, walked and scored in the 4th, walked, stranded at 3rd in the 5th inning, and that right now looms large. Normally you score 9 runs, you don't have anything to look back on and say, boy, I wish we would have done this or that. But they left them loaded in the 5th inning, and they were all hand delivered. 3 walks. Alonso ground ball to 3rd, and Moustakas with a good throw. 1 down. Injury report brought to you by the attorneys at Elk and Elk. Marcus Stroman with a shoulder injury down for Toronto. Carlos Martinez dealing with a lat injury, and Darren O'Day for the Orioles has a right elbow problem. Manny Machado has no such problems. His bat powered Baltimore to a 9-4 win over Tampa.
Well, he continues to swing it well.
Jason Kipnis, a ground ball to short, backhanded by Escobar. And his throw is right on the money. 2 down. Game 2 tomorrow afternoon, 4 o'clock start. Our coverage begins with Indians Live at 3:30. Mike Clevenger, Jacob Junis is the matchup. We'll have it all for you right here on Sports Time Ohio, streaming live on Fox Sports Go. There's Clev in his lucky jacket.
Yeah.
Needs it tonight.
Yes, that's legitimate tonight. He came in one start, I saw him, and
it was warm.
About 80 degrees out, and he had that on. I said, what is he doing? He said, that's his lucky jacket.
Yeah, Manny Machado for Baltimore, a home run and a grand slam as part of that 9-5 win over Tampa. Sonny Gray did not fare well against his old club tonight. The former Oakland starter bombed for 5 runs on 9 hits in just 5 innings. A's lead the Yankees 10-5. I think it's just gone final.
It certainly has. The A's, they can score a little bit.
Geyer goes down swinging. The Indians go 1-2-3, and we'll go to the 8th. 10-9 Kansas City.
Jensen Lewis, Al Pulowski. Boy, Jensen, normally you score 9 runs, especially this Indians team. That should be enough.
The way this bullpen's going, we'll talk more about it Indians Live. Yet again, another lead they can't hold, and this time, unfortunately, Andrew Miller in his first game back.
Join us for Indians Live, brought to you by Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care right after this one. Let's send it back upstairs. Here are Matt and Rick.
Al, I didn't detect any heavy breathing. What do you have him on the watch there getting down?
Well, you know what? I made sure that he sprinted to get here, so he's doing okay, but we got him an oxygen mask just in case.
Okay.
Don't worry, we got to get the offense going.
Ground ball to short. Lindor scoops it up, flips it over. Merrifield is retired, 1 down. So 2 pitches, 2 outs for Zach McAllister.
The designated hitter, Alex Gordon.
Alex Gordon 0 for 3. He walked in the 6th inning. He had been really swinging the bat well since coming off the DL. Last 16 games, his on base percentage over 400. Fouls this one back, 1-1. Lindor takes care of that, 2 down. Well, the Indians still have 2 at-bats left, so opportunities still to come back and overcome a 1-run deficit. But to this point, if you had to summarize this game, I would say it's another example of, if you just look at a team's record, you don't get the whole picture, because in the major leagues, regardless of who you're playing, if you don't execute pitches and if you play sloppy defense, this can be the result sometimes.
You give them opportunities. You look at Kansas City, they're 6-12 on the road this year, 9-11 in the Central. That's the second best record, you know, in the Central. No, I take that back. Minnesota's 5-2. The Indians come in 7-2. But yes, it's been a little sloppy game. They came back. They had a couple of big innings. They scored on the home run ball, but Kansas City doesn't quit. They know who they're playing. They're coming back at you. They've been playing very well. They have 15 hits tonight, for goodness sakes.
Yeah.
You make a couple of mistakes, a couple of errors, you give up 15 hits. They have 6 doubles. They have 1 home run. So the Indians are going to have to come back and score.
Swung on and missed, and it's 1-2. Good breaking ball from McAllister. You know, kind of goes back to, you know, when the Indians maybe weren't necessarily the team to beat in the Central Division. They could go up against whoever was good at that time, whether it was, you know, the Tigers or maybe the White Sox, Kansas City. They could give them more than they wanted to bargain for. You see so many of them, you see so many games against them, that a lot of the mystique is gone. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Indians down 1. And for the Tribe, Roberto Perez, Greg Allen, Francisco Lindor due up. Brad Keller, he's pitched 2 scoreless. He's allowed 2 hits, has struck out a batter. Action in the bullpen behind him. His 25th pitch of the night is a strike. He's thrown a lot of those. 16 out of 25 have been strikes for the big right-hander. And even though he took a line drive off his pitching hand, it hasn't slowed him down one bit.
It seems like he got better. He had a nice breaking ball. He threw a nice cutter last inning.
Swung on and missed, and it's 1-2.
And in the background of McCarthy, there's Kelvin Herrera, who is their closer.
He's out looking. So Roberto Perez strikes out. 1 down here in the 8th. Our storylines. Looking back, brought to you by your Ford dealers. The Moose is loose for Kansas City. And tonight, Moustakas has 3 hits, a double, an RBI, a run scored. And for Trevor Bauer, he just didn't have it tonight. It was one of those nights where command wasn't maybe as sharp as we've seen it. Walked a couple of guys, actually walked in a run in the 3rd inning. And he couldn't get through that 5th inning.
Yeah, Trevor felt in his last start against New York, his movement and everything was perfect. He knew he had great stuff.
Oh, he did.
It was a different night tonight, no question about it.
Yeah, he'd only allowed 7 hits. That was the most he'd allowed in any start this year. He gave up 10 in just 4 2/3 innings here this evening. Greg Allen 0 for 3. Francisco Lindor waiting on deck. And Allen with a fly ball, center field. Almonte makes the catch. Allen flies to center for the 3rd time tonight. Top of the order, Francisco Lindor. He is 1 for 3 on the night. Came in with an extra base hit in 9 straight games. He set the franchise record last year with an extra base hit in 10 straight games at one point. And he almost tied that record with that swing. Low and away, 1 ball, 1 strike.
I'll tell you, this guy, his ball seems to move all over the place. It doesn't stay still. He's a big man, but it's got pretty good movement.
Low and away. Lindor gets a piece of it to stay alive. Well, you have to give credit where it's due, and the scouting guys for Kansas City saw something, and he was a Rule 5 selection out of the Reds organization. And there's an organization dying for pitching right now.
no question. Well, he's a big man, and his movement on his pitch is very good. Ned Yost, he kept running them back out there. He's done a nice job.
Foul back. I'm sorry.
3rd inning of relief.
The Reds got him in the Rule 5 draft out of the Arizona Diamondbacks organization. And then they turned around and flipped him to Kansas City. Still, somebody had some good eyes down in that scouting, because a lot of times those Rule 5 guys, it's, we'll take a flyer and see, and they end up going back. But this guy might be a big-time keeper. 3-2 fouled out of play. pitch of the at bat. Lindor looking for some 2-out lightning. Keller's 41st pitch. Lindor spoils another good one. And there's ball 4. And we'll see what Ned Yost does here. Michael Brantley coming to the plate. Looks like he's going to stay with Keller.
Even though this is third inning relief, he still has good stuff. Throwing in the mid-90s, 96, 97.
It's been a game of runs. The Indians scored the first 3. Kansas City scored the next 4. Indians then scored 6 straight. And now Kansas City has scored the last 6 runs in this game. That leaves the Tribe down 1. Tying run at first. Bottom of the 8th, 2 down. And Brantley pops one in the air. Shallow center. And it's Merrifield, the second baseman, who makes the catch. We'll go to the 9th. 10-9 KC.
Retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cleveland Indians.
Ninth inning, Indians down a run. Zach McAllister staying on the pitch here in the 9th inning. He's got Abe Almonte, John Jay, Jorge Soler due up. Action in both bullpens. Almonte has 2 hits and a run scored on the night. Bunts it right back to McAllister. Another out on 1 pitch for Zach. Pat O'Brien, Chevrolet play of the game. Andrew Miller came on in the 7th inning. He walked the leadoff man, John Jay, but then struck out Jorge Soler looking. And they struck out Mike Moustakas swinging. But then Salvador Perez got him. That's a 2-run homer. And that took us from 9-8 Cleveland to 10-9 Kansas City. His first outing since just activated today from the disabled list.
Well, McAllister pounding the strike zone tonight.
Ground ball to Lindor.
10 to 12 strikes.
Backhands it. Perfect throw. 2 down.
There it is. He's 10 strikes. He's getting the ball. He's getting after it, and you know, mixing in some breaking balls, throwing the ball very effectively tonight. 6 straight. He has retired.
And Jorge Soler looks at a fastball for a strike outside corner. He has one hit on the night. Chase the breaking ball, and it's 0-2. Zach McAllister has had a phenomenal performance here tonight. If he ever needs to look at some tape, he's got all he needs and then some on this one outing here this evening. Run. And here in the bottom of the ninth, they've got Jose Ramirez, Edwin Encarnacion, Yonder Alonso due up, and the flamethrower Kelvin Herrera coming on to try and nail down the save for Kansas City. He's 7 out of 8 on the year.
Yeah, 6 career saves against the Indians, and he's got a nice .66 ERA. The Indians trying to, you can see the do-ups. Ramirez 1 for 8, Encarnacion 4 for 10, and Alonso looking for his first hit against him. They got to find a way to get a run. They haven't done anything since that 4th inning where they put 6 on the board. That Kansas City bullpen's done a nice job. Other than Smith when came in, he walked 3, but he was able to wiggle a way out of it.
Herrera had a save earlier this year against the Indians and pitched a 1-2-3 9th inning in a 1-0 Kansas City victory. Fastball in there for a strike. Ramirez a 2-run homer in the first. An infield single his last time up. And a 2-1 foul back out of play.
Change up at 87 miles an hour. I remember when Herrera first came up, that changeup was about 90 miles an hour. But he has an explosive fastball, a good breaking ball, 3 quality pitches as a closer.
2-2. Ground ball. Big room service hot for Moustakas. 1 down. That is a large out for one Kelvin Herrera. You get the leadoff man, especially a tough out like Ramirez. Not that you can relax, but it gives him a little confidence now to maybe attack more against Encarnacion than if that leadoff guy's aboard.
That first guy always, yeah, a big out for those closers.
Encarnacion had a base hit back in the 4th inning, an infield single. Took a healthy cut, fouls it back at 96. Ten runs, 15 hits, no errors, 10 left for Kansas City. 9 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors, 5 stranded for the Indians. And if you look at the Indians tonight, they got 3 runs on 3 hits in the first, 6 runs on 3 hits in the 4th. So that's where all their offense has been in those 2 innings tonight. Swing and a miss, tried to hold up. Their only other 2 hits in the game came in the 6th inning and a couple of singles in that frame.
Watch a good curveball. Comes right in there after he brushes it back with a fastball. Got him to start. He couldn't hold up.
Probably hung more than he would have liked, but he had him fooled by it. That one was a better breaking ball, but he stays alive.
Well, that's where, to me, Edwin's Powers is down. When you get down in that zone, and he has a good swing on it, that's where he can elevate it and hit that ball high and deep. You get it upstairs, and he has a tough time getting on top of it. The harder he throws it.
In the dirt. Really attacking him with that breaking ball here.
Well, it's Perez doing the calling back there. He figures Edwin wants to tie this game up with one swing of the bat.
Another breaking ball in the dirt. Now, I think that time he shook him off, so maybe it is Herrera driving the boat.
Well, Edwin, we showed you, has 4 hits off him in his career, so maybe he knows he hasn't been able to hit my breaking ball, so I want to continue to throw it.
Fastball, fights it off. Encarnacion seemed to be admonishing himself there. Didn't like that approach that he had at that previous pitch. 3-2 again. Pulls that one foul. That was a good swing. But out in front.
Well, he's pretty much seen everything in this at bat. That was a changeup. He's a lot of breaking balls. He had the fastball early. A little 2-seamers the pitch before last.
Room service hop for Alcides Escobar. And there are 2 down. Well, that leaves it up to Yonder Alonso. Yonder went deep in the first, and the Indians built themselves a 3-0 lead. And even after Trevor Bauer stumbled in Kansas City, took a 4-3 advantage. The Tribe then put up a 6th spot in the 4th, highlighted by Michael Brantley's 2nd grand slam of the year, and they led it 9-4. But Kansas City has scored the last 6 runs of this game and are now 1 out away from a series opening win. That's low. Jason Kipnis would be next. And Alonso goes fishing at ball 3.
Knowing that Alonso will be looking for that good fastball he throws. Well, he pulled the string on him. Got him to swing over the top. Very good 2-0 pitch.
And that fastball just missed the top of the zone. That's a good take and a tough take. But until you get to 2 strikes, you don't have to. Just usually you see the pitch so well up there that a lot of times hitters will get after it. 3-1. That one was called a strike. Borderline. Almost the same spot as the previous one as far as the top of the strike zone is concerned.
That was a little farther away.
With 2 down, the payoff pitch is pulled foul. Terry Francona and the Indians down to their last strike. Here in the 9th inning, Lindor Alonso trying to keep it alive for the Tribe. Herrera's 3-2 is swing and a foul back, and we'll do it again.
Hanging in there tough. This one hurt Perez right here. It was the high fastball that went right off the fingers of that glove. His fingertips inside the glove,
Yeah.
I should say.
Chilly night. He might have felt that one. Alonso sends a high pop to right. Jorge Soler makes the catch, and the Kansas City Royals come all the way back to beat the Indians tonight by a final score of 10-9. As thrilling a win as this is for Kansas City, it is equally deflating for the Indians, who at 9-4 had to feel like this one is in the bag the way they have pitched for the most part this year. And with Trevor Bauer on the hill, but a couple things happened. A, he didn't really have it tonight, and B, they never scored again.
You're right. Anytime you get a 6-run inning and you've got 9 runs by the 4th, you've got to be able to hold on to that ball game. They couldn't tonight. Bauer, not the same kind of guy. That was his worst start of the year tonight, and the bullpen imploded again, and they gave up some runs. So you know, the Indians scored enough. They just didn't pitch well enough to stay in there, and Kansas City swinging the bat pretty well. A couple of mistakes hurt them, so they're going to have to bounce back tomorrow, and it'll be Clevenger's opportunity to go out there and try to do that.
Well, a lot of ways to chop this one up and dissect it, Al and Jensen. Defensively, a couple more costly errors. Starting pitching was not good tonight. The bullpen didn't do their job. Offense had 2 big innings, man. That was about it. So I don't know where we start with this one. Take it away, guys.
All right, Matt, thanks. Yeah, boy, pitching and defense typically wins for the Cleveland Indians. It wins for most teams in Major League Baseball. Tonight, Jensen, it's exactly what failed them.
Indians were 17-0 this year when they had the lead after 6 innings, and you felt, oh, you hand it to the guy you want to hand it to, and Andrew Miller.
Yeah.
One mistake, and again, that's not the reason the Indians lost the game, but still a lot of questions remain in this bullpen. And also, you said you score 9, you should be able to win those ball games.
All right, lot to talk about coming up next. Indians Live is brought to you by Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care. That is just moments away. Well, the Indians tonight, 9 runs, but they fall to the Royals by a final of 10-9. Stay tuned. A lot to talk about next on Indians Live.